Hello, friends. Hello. Yes, I am early. I try to be early because being late makes me have anxiety. So, hello and welcome back to the stream, or welcome to the stream if you're new here. My name is Bacon Bears. We talk about whatever I want to at the time, and for the past couple of months, it seems to be Laura Owens, because this case is a case that keeps on giving. So, I think I have run out of all of my short form videos because I think I've covered pretty much everything that I can. So we're just going to go over everything deeper in live stream. If you guys want me to cover something in particular, please put it in the chat. I have been working all weekend to get some new things going on the stream for fun. And yeah, okay. Am I feeling better? Yeah. The Laura Owens reabsorption back into my face is going better, but now I have some nausea. So if I throw up or I shit myself on stream, just put it on your bingo card and let's keep it pushing, okay? With that being said, we're going to get through this ADRE complaint. We are on page 130. It has 186 pages. However, might not be your main mic. Oh no. God bless it. Why is this always happening to me? Well, let me see. Let me add a microphone here. Audio input capture, add existing, Rodecaster Duo. Okay. How about now? Whoa. How about now? Yeah, it's definitely been a time. All right. I don't know what's going on with my sounds. I've tried to change some things. Let me know if that's any better. Anyways, I do want to tell you guys, I did talk to my brother-in-law, okay? And my brother-in-law said that he would be more than happy to come on stream. So we're going to have to do a little voting because either A, you want him to react to like the body cam footage, or B, you want him to do a live dramatic reading with me. No change to audio with adjustment. Why can't I just have nice things? Seems the same. It's not bad. It just doesn't sound like the proximity mic. Ugh. All right. If I unplug that one, is that better? I don't know how to change this, friends. Hello. Oh my God. Why does it sound like that? Okay, hold on. Maybe if I go here and I put this here. How about that? Does that sound any better? It's got my Rodecaster Duo in, device. Let me see. Rodecaster Duo main stereo. Let's try that. Is that better? No change. I am going to punch myself in the face. I don't know how to fix this. Here's Duo chat. Wait, okay, wait. God damn it, I changed it. Okay, wait. There. Is that better? Better. Okay. Everybody in the chat, they're like, don't fucking touch anything. Okay, it's fixed. Okay. Let's get back to business. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, let's see. So, his name's Matt. Matty reacts. So, I'll do option if you hold on. Body cam.
I'm going to see if this works. Or dramatic reading. If it goes well, maybe he'll come back for both. Dramatic reading. Okay. And then if I launch this little poll right here, I think I set it up so that if you do 1, it'll go to body cam. And if you do explanation point 2, it'll go to dramatic reading. And it's not working. This is making me upset. 69. Anyways, all right. Well, just let me know. Anyways, okay. Whatever. Just I'll put a poll. Oh, I could put a poll in here too. Start a poll. Okay. So Maddie reacts. Body cam. Oh. Let's do body cam or dramatic reading. And I told him if he does the dramatic reading, we might have to vote on him being Laura Owens. Oh, it's working? We could also do it that way too. Okay. Well, it's not showing up on mine. That's weird. Anyways. Okay. Let's get back to business. We are going to finish this. I'm going to finish this. I promise. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and change this to me in display. Here we go. Whoa, why is my face so big, girl? Okay, whatever. I just care less today. So, we're at the point where he has blocked her. What follows from below is being sent from her work cell phone. Maybe Laura Owens. Hi, it's Laura. This is my work number. I'm having issues with my personal number. It's not going through because you might have blocked me when I tried to send this. So I'm sending from here. Oh, we need our music. We need our dramatic reading music. I forgot. I'm echoing. 10 days till before birth. Showed up white on gray. Oh my God. Which twin? Oh my God. Echoes is here? Hi, Echoes. Okay, but I'm not echoing. But Echoes is here. Okay. Work cell phone. Right, she's never had a job. Hold on. We got to get our horror music down. Sorry, guys. I tried to have this all set up. But, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. The way we want it to. Laura, this is...
I'm gonna need puppets
for
the dramatic reading.
Please and
rolling
thank
on the
you.
floor laughing emoji.
Thanks for the
Please and thank
breadsticks,
you.
Auntie Ann.
Red heart emoji.
Oh, Echo's here. I'm dumb. I love this so much. Laura, this is absolutely ridiculous. I don't believe for a second. I don't believe you for a second. And it's honestly sad that this is what you've resorted to. You did not have my fluids down there. That's impossible because I was never inside you. You gave me head, and that's where all the fluids went. Please, you're embarrassing yourself at this point. I will be blocking you on this number as well. Doesn't matter, Clayton, because she'll find 11 more. You'll need to seek professional help. And I hope that you will do so to take a deep dive into addressing all this trauma. I will keep you in my prayers because I know healing is possible. Just please go take care of yourself. Take the time for yourself. You will be much happier and healthier if you do that. Literally Laura Owens.
Mm-hmm. Your call to wait and see. Where the fuck is my music? God bless America. I'm gonna punch myself in the face. There we go.
I hope you understand how sick of this how sick this is of you to try and pull on me. You want me to stress about wondering if I impregnated you for weeks and then a few weeks from now you'll send a positive pregnancy test that you've taken from online and send it to me. I won't believe it until I see a video of you with a pregnant belly, but that won't happen because I did not come in you or even around that area. I'm perfectly fine with leaving it up to God. Goodbye. I just love that he's like standing up for himself, not the face. You know what I wanted to do was I wanted to put, oh my God, the fire and brimstone. Da, 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 da.
I don't deserve that. And I'm not pulling anything on you. To think that I would try to falsify a pregnancy test online is absolutely sick. If I'm pregnant, in a few weeks, you can come to the doctor with me and I'll take a test right in front of you and have it confirmed. I'm that sure of what happened. If it's worth it to you to treat me like this, then fine. But I'm not taking Plan B, even though Plan A didn't work. And you can be on the hook if I got pregnant. You don't know me and how much pride I take in my reputation. Sure. And to say what you have said about me and this is honestly hurtful and stressful beyond comprehension. Doesn't sound like you think I even need to take Plan B, so I won't. But you're wrong.
And then she goes in, can conception happen inside of, happen if sperm is outside of the vagina? Yeah. Actually, if you just put it in your belly button, it works. I've heard that. Can someone walk around my house and find my dude? He asked for the pregnant belly. Remember when she asked him to show her belly in the court hearing? Yeah. Nothing like fortune. I love it. Right. She did this to her own reputation. Boo, hiss. Oh, wait. I think too. Look what I did. Hold on. If you guys do ! Tomato, maybe it works. I don't know if it works. Boo, boo, tomato, tomato. Boo, hiss, tomato, tomato. Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's not hard at this point to see, to do much else. If you saw my laptop screen, you die laughing. Shit is on super magnification. So is mine. My brother-in-law, like anytime he reads anything of mine, he's like, why is it so big? Anyways, it also has a calm down button. So I don't know if all of you guys are going to be able to get in. But anyways, can you get pregnant if sperm is on the outside of the vagina? What if sperm gets near the vagina? In order for conception to take place, sperm needs to enter the vagina. This is still possible even if a partner does not ejaculate inside of the vagina, though. For example, if there's semen on the fingers and they come into contact with the vagina, okay, that's great. Yeah, but the point, you gotta like get it in there. You gotta I gotta tell you guys something. All right, this is uncomfortably close for the story I'm about to tell. I went to after I had my son, I went to the doctor, and he had freaking hands like a baseball glove. And he's like way elbows deep in there. And he's like, do you realize that your cervix is like way back there? And I'm like, no, the fuck? Who would tell me that? But I'm glad you just told me right now. Can I go home? Would you at least let me put lipstick on first? Jesus Christ. So Clayton comes back and says, I'll leave it up to God's plan. I'm very certain of what happened, and I know you're lying. I will not be accompanying you anywhere in the few weeks. You do not have you will have no contact with me. Just stop, Laura. Be done. reflect upon what all you're doing. Does this seem right to you? Why would I ever want to be with someone like you that literally doesn't respect my decisions and won't give me a choice to set my boundaries? You haven't let me set any boundaries. And for that matter, and any that I have, you've pushed through. I would never want to be with someone like that. Please just let it all go. Laura, ask yourself why you're doing this. Please reflect now. Why are you subjecting another human being to this? You are trying to destroy my mental state. When I told you I was already stressed and wanted to stop working with you, you've continued to find a way to hold on. Why would you purposefully try to destroy someone? I don't believe you're a bad person. I just believe you're lost and confused after seeing what all has happened. And that's okay. You've went through a lot. But that pain you feel, don't place it upon someone else. Release it healthily by addressing it as you're able to. You'll be much happier once you do. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. But to try and bring someone else into this is all just cruel. Please, stop. Let me go. When I tell you that he is, I just want to like give him a hug. Is that he just seems like such a down to earth, honest, just good guy. It's really, really sad that she dragged him through all of this. Does that tomato format, does only work through a certain thing or what? I don't know. I have it through my little thing, my little dashboard I've built here. Please consider recording all documents in Lowe's voice, please. And repent and go forth. God. I must say, I've never had a female OBGYN. I did, and she wasn't nice to me. I like the men that I have. He was trying so hard to get, he was, you know what? Even in the worst moments where he's like, get away from me. He had the opportunity to be like, hey, get fucked. And he didn't, which is so admirable. I can't get the tomatoes to throw. I don't know. I think I have to mod my bot. I also built a bot. Boo, his tomato. Sorry. Yeah, he's very patient. I believe she's a bad person. Yeah, I don't think I could get through this. He has a level of patience that I just don't have. I don't even have it, and I'm not in this situation with her. I don't have it, and I'm reading this as a third party. I don't know. It's so funny because if I go into somebody else's chat and you guys are like, bacon bears, boo, tomato, they're going to be like, why does everybody hate this bitch? Does Lo understand that vagina is not the external vulva? Oh, we have a vulva reference. Oh, because you can't drive this vulva. Nuh-uh, not today. Can't drive this vulva. Yeah, he handled her so well. I just, to still give her this, even this much, just, I don't know, man. He's, and you know what? Here's the thing. He never suspected that these messages were going to come out or get leaked or anything like that. So he's saying this as a private message to her. It's not like he's saying this and then he's, going to go sell it to the Sun or sell it to, whoever. He is saying this and he thinks truly that the only person that's going to end up reading it is Laura. And I think that that's, I think it's pretty amazing. I'd like to talk to Clayton one time. But anyways, until then. Oh, for anybody asking, my 17-year-old sister, she'll be 18 May 20th. My sister was on the show, and we were talking about Ed Gein, and somebody had said that he had a box full of vulvas, and she's like, don't you drive those? I was like, no. So we made you can't drive this vulva merch, and so now we have sweatshirts. They're very comfortable if anybody is interested in you can't drive this vulva. Little Ham is doing great. She picked her college. I need to have her back on the show. She's just a wonderful little human being. I love her so much. But anyways, so it looks like this. Can't drive this vulva. Not this vintage vulva. Anyways.
I think you're confusing me with girls who come from a very different background than mine. I would never do what you've been saying I would do, which are things I have never heard of, but sound like something that would happen with a very cheap girl who would want to put you on the hook for child support, which is not at all what I'm after. If you think I'm trying to hold on, you need to check your ego. One of my most serious ex-boyfriends is a tech. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. One of my most serious ex-boyfriends is a tech billionaire. Boo hiss, tomato, tomato. You're lying.
One of my most serious ex-boyfriends. I'm not going to tell you who it is. But his name rhymes with Milan Dusk. I don't know, figure it out. The other are two very, very well off. None of them would have had a bad word to say about me. And if I wanted to hold on to anyone, you think it would be them. And I ended those relationships. I'm not lying, and if you think I haven't been tortured about whether or not to take Plan B, you're crazy. I felt like I've been having a panic attack since Saturday. This is literally the only time in my life that I have been intimate / dry humping / rubbing / in this voice getting finger blasted, etc., without being on the pill. I'm sorry that I have violated your boundaries and have literally just asked you for support and kindness, so I don't feel morally bankrupt. So I don't have moral bankruptcy fraud if I take Plan B at this point. You can try to paint a picture of me in your mind as this desperate, troubled girl, because that's more pleasant for you than... I lost my place. Than taking me at face value. I don't do the kind of thing you're describing a girl does. And I wouldn't have contacted you today if it wasn't that I am on a deadline with the pill.
Clayton. Yahoo! Hi, Mary. Oh, God. Was this on IG? Did you send him gift cards? Who? Oh my God, this is amazing. I love this for me. Boo hiss, tomato, tomatoes. Have you not read the email from Jan to Clayton regarding... No, stop. No spoilers in the chat, Holly. She does tell him who it is. Oh my God, no. She forgot to add, she's a proven liar. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. So many tomatoes. She sucks. Seconding the dramatic reading of the Jan email to Clayton. Okay. Whatever you guys want. Whatever the people want, they get. All right? Listen. I'm here now to serve you as your king, Jordan. Her / list of what they did does not include PIV. Right. That's a good point. This little slash here does not include sex or assault. Like my brain is getting assaulted. And I'm sorry, but having to read, I'm going to have to explain this to my husband that I had to read
getting fingered
in that voice. It's what I'm doing to pay the bills. Oh, hi, IB. Clayton, you can't keep your story straight. You were completely fine and happy when we talked on Sunday. That morning and then at the showing. And when I had a heart-to-heart in the car, you would have told me then if it was true. You've not been struggling with this and wondering when the, quote, right time to tell me was. I'm going to give you one last chance to tell me that you are making all of this up. If you do, I will respect you to be able to swallow your pride and take ownership for being emotionally charged and coming up with a story. I am willing to forgive you for all of that. Clayton, you are a better person than I because I cannot forgive her, and this didn't even happen to me. I can't even forgive her. It's not even 7 a.m. Ugh. But if you choose to stick with your current story, I will never respect you and will cut off all communication. I know the truth. I know my truth, and you know yours. You have the choice to decide how you want to proceed. I know how I will react as I have told you. You guys, I think my brother-in-law reading Laura Owens is what needs to happen. How's that poll going? I can't see it on my chat. Anyways.
This is intense. Don't tell me to keep my story straight when I don't have one. I have the truth, which isn't changing. I wasn't quite as high as you were, and definitely remember what happened and what I felt. Oh my God. We were dry humping without clothes on a lot. And I'm guessing what, and I felt what I'm guessing was pre-cum at the time. You were fingering me. I Googled it because I didn't know if it was possible to get pregnant without intercourse, and it is. I was trying to hold it together when I was with you because, like, I didn't know how to bring it all up. You were inconsistent on things, being only friendly and professional until this closed. Neither of which the issue is. I've basically lost my voice after what happened to me, and you don't understand how difficult it would be to bring this up if you were in my position. I thought you would be able to be mature about this, and in my wildest dreams did not imagine you would accuse me of doing sick, twisted things that someone who is desperate would do. Again, you don't know how I was raised, or the people I was raised by and around. We don't do things like what you described. This has nothing to do with who you are, and I would be having exactly the same conversation with anyone else that this happened to. I have absolutely no need or desire for money. Not yet. I'll be bankrupt later. We'll get to that later. But I would expect kindness and respect. Again, I explained what would convince me to take Plan B to prevent it. If you think I'm lying, and that you won't be stressing out for another second about it for the next few weeks, then that's your prerogative. And it shouldn't bother you that I won't be taking it. That's your pierogi. Trying to prevent a much longer ordeal by dealing with it now, but I won't do that alone. Like I said, I'd get a test done at the doctor's office if I don't get my period on time.
Bitch, I thought you didn't get your period at all.
Because I have PCOS and I never get a period, so it's different for me. That's why I can't answer these yes or no questions. Blocking me and losing respect for me doesn't change what may have happened and the precaution I wanted to discuss taking with you for both of our sakes. If I am in fact pregnant, blocking my number won't prevent you from knowing about it. Ooh. It's immature and does absolutely nothing but allow you to be temporarily ignorant about it. Please let me know if you change your mind, because I believe today is the last day for it to be somewhat effective.
Oh boy. We see exactly who raised you. Right. This is so terrible. Oh my God. He said that he knew because he wasn't that turned on. Oof. I would shrivel up and die if somebody said this to me. If somebody was like, yeah. Good Lord. I would just be like, let me just crawl back into this hole forever. Yep. After saying there was no intercourse. She knows it's sick and twisted. Right. Funny start to a Monday. Hi, Minnie T. Good Monday. Hello. I'm upset I didn't get notified. Damn it. We're here. She's so high class. We don't do these things. I know it's been said so many times, but if the roles were reversed. Exactly. She's laying the groundwork for what's to come. Right. Now I want pierogies. Give me respect, damn it, or else. She doesn't go to the doctors. She just calls them. Good gravy, we're an indecisive bunch. Well, maybe we will just have to do both then. We'll just have to do both. I'll tell you, I told my brother-in-law, I'm like, once you get on there, they're going to want you back because he's amazing. I love him so much. He's so smart. I would love to have my husband on here. My husband wants nothing to do with the internet. She always talks to people like a bad teacher. Yeah, every time I read this reads like a 15-year-old wrote it. This does not read like she was 27 at the time. She's 35 now. Or 30 at the time. It does not seem like a older person wrote it. Also, the fact that she blew this guy and can't say, come inside me. What are we doing here? Anyone named Matt at school. I think he wouldn't understand the body cams unless he had some background except for... Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, we'll give him the background and then we'll do the body cams. That's a good point. All right. With Clayton, she would have been 32 or 33. Yeah, that's too old for this shit. Too old. Clayton Eckerd. Oh, yeah, it's going to be her birthday soon. Happy birthday, Laura. Hope you get a pair of bracelets. Yeah. This is terrible. This is terrible. Reading and writing. I don't like it. Clayton says, you don't like how I've treated you, so why would you want me to be a part of your life? Look at how I'm acting. This should show you that we are not compatible. I am showing you my true colors by expressing how I feel, and if you don't like that, I understand. But it would make sense then to take Plan B, because why would you want to potentially raise a kid with me? I would grow even more angry and spiteful. It just wouldn't be a good situation for either of us. So I would recommend taking the pill. I'm happy to pay for it. Although I know I don't need my money. You don't need my money, but it's the principle. So we don't claim her. She's a Taurus, but we don't claim her. All of my siblings are in May as well. So she could be something else. Ugh.
I think we're both panicked and not in the right mindset. You're not acting great, but neither am I.
Laura, I legitimately hate you. Laura. Okay, so I got to tell you guys, my middle sister that you guys met, I get them mixed up. Pork chop is the middle one. Ham is the littlest one. Pork chop is the middle one. So pork chop works at a school. She does like special ed, social emotional behavioral stuff. And she had an 8-year-old come up to her and be like, there's 2 people I hate in this school. And you're one of them. And that line makes me laugh all the time. And the fact that he's like, I legitimately hate you right now. All right, Clayton Eckerd. Laura, I legitimately hate you right now. My mindset isn't going to change. I've never had someone put me through so much stress before. You've made my life so stressful since I've known you. And if you decide to not take plan B, and in the wild event that you are pregnant, I would hate you even more. I would pay the CS, but I would never interact with you because I would be so mad that you didn't just take the pill in the first place and instead decided to wreck my life, which is what I would feel that you did because I was in a vulnerable position being insanely high and should have never had you over. I regret all of this and want it to go away. Bro, I say this like 3 times every morning. Every day I wake up, I regret all of this and I want it to go away. Hi, Jupiter. Tomato. Boo, his tomato. I ask that you just let all of this go away and take the pill as precaution. Please. I promise you, my hatred will only grow if you decide to put me through all of this. I am not the man that you want to be with. I am not the man that can be, nor is willing to be the man for you. You do not want to be associated with me. My animosity would last for a lifetime. And that's not something either of us want to subject ourselves to. Hypothetically speaking. What? There's no pregnancy? No spoilers! No spoilers. Spoilers. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, May birthdays. We're almost there. All right. Ooh, Laura's mad. Laura's mad.
I am not taking plan B because it's the easy solution. When I have the resources to take accountability for what happened if it did. I would do it for someone I cared about because it wasn't the right time, but I won't do it just out of convenience. This goes against my believe system, dumbass. I'm not sure I even believe in it at all. If you're not willing or able to set your anger aside and do plan B together and give this a fresh shot, god damn it.
You're still asking for a chance after all of, you know what? You know, I respect a bitch that goes after what she wants. I love that we just went through all of these pages and text messages and she's like, still a fresh shot though? Maybe a fresh shot? What do you think? What do you think? You fresh shot? You still into it?
I'm not willing to do it just because it's what you want and what I've been pushed into doing. Put yourself in my shoes. You wouldn't have to deal with half the stuff I would if you were pregnant. You're not the one who would have to be the one to take Plan B alone and feel the guilt for that action.
Ugh. Yeah, right. You still into it? Go sit in the black chair. I don't know if you guys have noticed today, but the black chair has made an appearance. We do have it. So if you guys have any questions for the black chair, feel free to ask. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll and see what it says. It tells me nothing. I'm going to need to Sometimes I wish I had no shame. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh. I can't imagine her behaving this way. Yeah, it's, ugh. At the hint of rejection, you'll never see me again. This bitch has stamina. Right. Sometimes I wish I had Laura's confidence, and then I remember I don't want to be begging someone to have a baby with me. I don't know, man. I think I could use it. If I had this confidence, why wouldn't you want to date me? You know what? I just wish I'd be a much better salesperson if I didn't take no for an answer. I despise you forever. So we still on for 2 weeks. Lie more, lie harder. She still tries to get him to date her after filing the ADRE complaint and then suing him for paternity. Oh, God. Right. Homegirl's a true romantic. The black chair. The black chair. IB would like to know, black chair, if you smell like burrito farts.
I do, in fact, smell like burritos with the remnants of lettuce, tomato, and cheese. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, boy. Who wants to sign my contract to live stream chat with intention? What does that mean? Clayton didn't know this would go public, neither did she. They're both showing their true colors. Yeah, I respect him. I respect him all the way down. It's great. So here's Clayton. Then don't do it. I will never, ever be a part of your life. Even if a kid was present, I would not say a word to you. I would not acknowledge you. I would be present for him or her. Joke's on you, Clayton, because it's a him and her, but never present around you. And that's a promise. If that's the life you want to subject yourself to, then be my guest. Be my guest. Put paternity to test. One thing about me is when I make up my mind for good, especially when it's rooted in anger, I don't sway. Ever.
Okay. Then I won't do it.
Clayton's like, bye. Oh, Wendy. Hi, how are you? It puts the dating contract in the basket. I'm definitely not after child support. I'm after a husband who's famous. Jeez. Ugh.
Let me know if you rethink this and change your mind before the end of the night. All I wanted was someone kind and respectful with me to do it. You act like the victim here, and yet I'm the one who would have all the consequences. I'm trying to be responsible.
When the music starts. Clayton, I am not changing my mind. You are ridiculous. I am the victim. You are acting so irrational that it's scary. You can stop every last one of these consequences, and you're choosing not to because you have lost touch with reality. Clayton, God damn it. I just like you so much. Oh, and I'm sitting on a blackjack. Listen, somehow I got to have Clayton on here. When he's better and he's healed and we can laugh about it, I got to see if I can have Clayton on here because what the fuck?
I can deal with the consequences of my action, which is to not take plan B. That's fine.
Right. She wants kindness and respect. And all she does is not give kindness or respect. Ugh. She doesn't learn or change. No. Clayton. So once tonight ends, I expect to not hear from you because there's nothing more to talk about past the window of opportunity for plan B. So don't try texting me. Clayton's like, all of this sounds like I'm winning. I'll hear from you in 3 weeks when you try to convince me you're pregnant with my kid. I mean, it's fucking hysterical how sad this is. And I'm pissed for allowing myself to even be bothered by it. Clayton! Clayton! God damn, Clayton. Clayton, I'm so proud of you. My little guy. My little guy, so proud of you. To a friend who was an attorney, she had Clayton on the vial files, but nothing else. By the end of the story, her jaw was on the floor. You can't explain this to people. You can't. It's impossible. Even when I first dipped my toes in here. Now I'm vulva deep in it. But first when I dipped my toes in here, and now I still don't understand it. I'm not even up to my belly button in the water. You know when it's still cold and you got to put your arms in? You got to acclimatize. Ugh. I'm still on the outside. I haven't even gone underwater. I haven't even got my hair wet. She did like the sounds of the notice of candor that Corey Keith filed. Apparently, we don't have something like that in Canada. Interesting. Women who weaponize any aspect of this are truly special. Yeah. For sure. You got to give props to Laura for being a truly bizarre person. You know what? I mean, if you're going to do it, be the best you can at whatever you try. So, you know, there's that.
I'm not trying to bother you about it. I'm dealing with this just as much as you are. And I'm trying to be responsible and take accountability for what may really have happened. I really don't understand why you're not taking me seriously or showing me any level of respect. You're also the one who backed out on deals. That would have closed if the offers were accepted, which doesn't help you.
So pork chop. Oh, yeah. So pork chop just, or Little Ham just messaged me. She goes, dude, you want to make money? Cover this case. She's so funny. Clayton. This conversation is over for today and for all the days to follow. Is Clayton a Gemini? I feel like Clayton is a Gemini. You can either respect that I'm done talking and not respond, or you can continue to respond back via text, in which I will block you on the next message. Your choice. Little Ham, I am streaming right now. Everyone says hello. I love you. My door is open. Come in when you get home. You're my everything. Kiss, kiss. Boo being late. Boo, Mary. Keyword May. Ugh. Go big or go. Well, not home. My God, if I told a guy I liked him and I would like to date, and then he blocked me, I would die. Right. I would shrivel up and I would just turn into dust and vanish into the universe. I will not be ignored. Respect my authority. Music right now, oh my God, it embodies. It's like the playlist knows us. It's hard to believe all of this is within 5 days. She has no reason to think that she might be pregnant yet. Hasn't even, right. You know how she could have played this better is if she just showed up with a pregnancy test and was like, hey man, listen. She gave it away. She gave away the plot too early. She's a talker. Clayton's birthday is in 9 days. He's also a Taurus? Good for him. We like him. Okay, you are the coolest sister. Is an Aquarius? I don't buy into any of this astrology stuff. No, you don't have to. You can. Some people do. Some people don't. I like it. The Jan Black playbook. I need to learn more about her.
Again, blocking me doesn't change what happened. And it's to your detriment to do so. If I am pregnant, trust me, you will find out right away despite that. And I won't be having an abortion under any circumstances. I'm literally stunned that you don't just want to be kind and show some caring for what I'm going through. It's not all about you, Clayton. I don't deserve your hatred. You're not hearing me when I tell you why I'm struggling with this. I don't believe in abortion. Just like I don't believe in self-awareness. These are not two things that exist to me. I'm ad-libbing. And I don't believe that if conception has occurred, that it's my role to decide to end it, even though I've been telling you that I would end it for you if you would date me, because babies are expendable. But, it's just this is a moral decision that I would be making for you. A giant sacrifice for you. And you're acting like an ass to me. My dad is going to be so mad. How you've portrayed me is completely inaccurate, and if you actually got to know me, you'd realize I'm not like the sort of nut job that you described. I won't threaten into making what could be a majority life-altering decision just because you've threatened to block me? You know what I have asked. I deserve a clean slate, as do you. And I'll take it with you and in front of you if you actually care to get to know me, which it doesn't seem like you want to do. I would consider doing this for someone I care about and who cares about me, not for someone who hates me. That pushes me the other way. Again, it's your choice. And if you don't need to respond impulsively, please think.
I don't think Bacon got my Aquarius joke. Listen, Bruce, I have the brain of a 6-year-old. I'm going to need you to dumb it down. Oh, God. Oh, that's the voice she used? Would telegraph her next move. Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta play it close to the chest. Demonic soundtrack. She's already faked 5 of them. I don't believe in being told no. I don't believe in abortion after the 6 I previously had. 1 more is ridiculous, unless you want to be my lover. 14 is her limit. Status conference, February 2024. Oh, before things started, Wooden, Clayton, and Corey were chatting about kids. Lo just sat there, blank. like they were talking about the weather. Ugh. I don't think it's acknowledged enough that the entire family are co-conspirators. This is a pattern of behavior of a predatory family. Yeah, this is a wild dynamic for sure. As a grown adult, I often say my dad is going to be so mad. Odd for someone who lost a pregnancy just months before. Right. She doesn't believe in abortion. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't also after 7 failed abortions with 2 previous guys. I feel like a jump scare is coming soon. I need a button that just shows her face. Diabolical. Actually scary. Oh, IB, welcome to the members. All hail King Julian. We love you. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to Curious Minds, where we deep think and laugh. Reality Steve is going through his emails with Lo tomorrow. I only wish he'd pay for the phone convos with DG. Oh my God. You have the brain of a very intelligent woman with the ADHD induced attention span of a goldfish. I don't know if I should laugh or feel roasted right now.
If you want to be my lover, go get with my abortion pills. Babies are forever. Below's tax will never end. If you want to... What is it? Oh.
Something. Want to get with me? You better...
Listen carefully. It's got M in your face. Whatever.
If you want to get with me, you better let me have this abortion. Oh my God, I thought it was today. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that. I never explain my jokes and certainly don't believe in astrology. I get it now. I get it. Okay. Then Clayton. Nope. Don't need to think. You have lost your mind, and I hope you think about how terrible this is that you would subject me to this. Don't worry about responding. You will be blocked by the time you read this message. Blocked her phone. What follows below is now being sent via her email. Pitch, bacon. Pitch.
Let me tell you how serious I am about all of this, since you think it was a plot to hold on to you. If you were to tell me that we could date if I admitted to making it up as you called it before, I would tell you, no can do. None of this is made up, and I am genuinely panicked. I cannot be more serious about this. Please be there for me. Thank you.
I'm debating filing a police report. Please leave me alone. Honestly, I wish he did. I really wish he did at this point. No one would speak so casually about abortion, miscarriage, or pregnancy, especially anyone. Yes! 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 Thank you. Thank you. Nobody would. Nobody would. Why would you ever think you were pregnant after oral, much less notify the potential father without any type of confirmation? Because, Minnie, she's got to keep him on the hook. Ugh.
If you file a police report because A, I'm trying to figure out plan B, get it, tonight, and B, I'm trying to figure out the status of my offers I made last night and you won't even tell me if they are active or not, I will file a report with the AAR, which I'm absolutely entitled to do. But don't want to. I don't want to. Can you please simply help me figure out these issues? At least you said you would be part of the child's life if I'm pregnant and pay child support, which makes me feel better not taking it. Thank you, Clayton.
Nope. I would file a police report for harassment and would get a protection order. These messages alone would be enough to enact one. There has not been a response to either offer, so in 2 hours, they will be inactive. But again, I have text trying to transfer you over to my brokerage and you declined, so you have no case against me for the AAR. I did my due diligence, and I looked into the rules for what a father has to provide, and at the minimum, he would have to pay child support, but have no involvement other than financial, which is exactly what I would do. Be completely absent. You would get a check in the mail, and that's it. Clayton, are you my dad? Except my dad never paid. Joke's on me. You'd never see me, and I would never help other than financially. But again, you're not pregnant because I did not pre-cum. So this is all hypothetical. Imagine her actually having a baby and then just being like, you're a pre-cum baby. It's funny you're trying to get me to believe I pre-came. I can feel it when it happens, and I know without a doubt that it didn't. So again, one more thing that you're just making up. My daughter's going to grow up and see this on the internet one day and be like, Mom? I've never been able to get a guy to date me after I threaten them, but I'm no Laura Owens. You know what? It fails for me every time. It fails for me. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, she, wait, you guys get checks? Sorry, I have to eat. I'm getting the shakes.
I didn't know that you didn't withdraw my offers. You said I would have to re-sign or resubmit, which I didn't want to do because then I wouldn't be taken seriously. I wanted to keep them active since we signed a contract. I emailed you this afternoon to get an update. No response. I just emailed your agency prior to your response to ask the status. Please keep me posted on it and tell me how I can make a counteroffer. I've also checked into it with an attorney, so if you want to challenge me on it being an AAR violation, go ahead. It is. It's pretty awful about what you said you would do as a 30-year-old man to an innocent child, especially since I know your reputation is important to you. Mine is too. And I would be a great mom. Ooh. Questions. All I have asked you is for kindness as I figure it out tonight. And it was come of some sort. I don't know the difference between types of cum, but you know, I know what I felt years ago and when I was on the pill and my ex came inside me and it felt like that to me, you know? I know the what I felt and around my vagina, which would be the ultimate landing spot for it. Don't try to portray me as some nut job because it makes you feel better. I understand that we're both fired up, okay? Because this is a highly emotional topic, but this doesn't need to be a nasty fight. We can talk civilly about this. I would not do it unless you filed something against me, but if anyone had the right to file for an order of protection / had reason for worry, it would be me. You are being nothing but cruel. You are saying that if I said I made this all up, fine. But if I said I actually was worried about being pregnant, you would block me. And then you're telling me you would be this horrible father to try to convince me to not take Plan B. I can see right through you, Clayton. All while you're still technically my realtor for another 40. What the fuck?
She's got it down to the minute. To the minute.
All while you're still technically my realtor for another 45 minutes. And I doubt you'd even tell me if my offer was accepted. I watched about half an hour of clips today from The Bachelor for the first time. Sure. I didn't know you had such a cold side until today and was truly stunned at what I saw and experienced firsthand. You could turn this around and be nice. If you saw my message, I said I likely have until tomorrow if you want to sleep on it. I'm not taking it unless it is for good reason and don't even have it to trade tonight. Does that sound reasonable? And can you also please tell me what happened with my offers? I see that North 76 is sale pending at $425K. Couldn't that be our offer? If you're not responding, I will just contact the listing agent. I'll wait until 9:30 to be sure because I don't want to email them if it makes you look bad, but the EMD lender is on me now to let him know if he needs to send money. I want to close on these houses. If I got them and need to know how to do that if you're not willing to help. I emailed your agency a few hours ago and have not gotten a response.
Oh, boy. He's not sending the offers. Right. Yeah, the first time my nephew got child support check was after his dad died and he started getting his Social Security. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we'll read all of it. I learn something new every day. Great mom. Yep. Who the F has these conversations? Jane, we do. That one came out a long while ago. I'm sure we've all missed some docs along the way. Unbelievable. Still can't believe it. The straight up recycling of each line of communication with these guys is astounding. Like copy and paste. Yeah, but also she also continues to say the same things in the conversations. Like it doesn't change. And also too, I mean, I'm not trying to tell Laura Owens how to Laura Owens better, but I think the worst thing that she could have done to Clayton, like if she wanted to make him sweat, was just go radio silent and then shown up with a pregnancy test. No matter how many times I hear these, I have secondhand embarrassment. Hi, Rogue. I told my hubs about the dating contract, and he said that wouldn't entice you to date. Oh. Well, I think the dating contract is the fact that he married you. That's the dating forever contract. Secretions and lunch. Gross. She's repeating herself. Right. Let me see. He was like, oh my God, I would change my name and move. And when I watched those clips of The Bachelor and saw how terrible it was going for you, I said, he is so damaged. I think I can snag him. Hey, easy, Dawn. That's how I got my husband. Oh my God. Hi, Madeline. I don't even have it to trade tonight. She's admitting right there she's using Plan B as a bargaining chip. Right. Evil to her core. Is this the example of love she grew up with? God. Mike tried empathy and attention. Greg tried offending her to push her away. CE tried logic and reason and empathy. Nothing worked. Yeah. Yeah, CE did. I mean, it's insane. So she sends the email and she gets, I didn't receive an offer from you or Clayton. And she sent, hi, John. My name is Laura. My name is Laura Owens, and I apologize for the late email, but I wanted to check regarding the status of my offer on blank. I've been trying to get an answer from my realtor, Clayton Eckerd, about if the offer expired or was accepted, but I have not heard back. If it was, I have every plan to move forward and take it to the next steps to close the deal. I didn't want you to think that I was not interested. Please let me know. Thank you.
Can you please explain what he's talking about? You never sent in the offer? You said you did. Are you a liar, Clayton? Clayton, if you can't answer me on blank, please connect me with your broker to ask him what happened and what the status is. You might want to check your email regarding what I was told about Saturday night. Told you I wasn't crazy. No, I have not taken Plan B. Not responding won't change whether or not I'm pregnant. And there are more public avenues to alert you to it if I am, which I don't want to use. I would rather deal with it just between us. The properties, I don't even know what to say, honestly. I feel like this week has been a non-stop panic attack. You're so damn talented and smart with real estate, so it crushes me to see that you self-sabotaged here when you could have done $1.124 million deals in a week.
Taking it to the next step, that's kind of my thing.
Everybody!
Fake Laura Owens is here! Boo! Tomato, tomato! No! Tomato, tomato! Thank you for the super chat, Fake Laura Owens. I love you. His voice sounds just like Adam Driver's Kylo Ren. Where's the Sith Lord?
I've had everything ready to go and you just dropped the balls on my face. I don't want to see this happen to someone else and will report you to the AAR and your company unless you give me an explanation as to why you A, didn't submit an offer on 7609 Northland Oaks after you claimed that you did, or B, didn't tell me that you had spoken to the realtor on North 76th Street about being a backup, or C, left me in the lurch about whether or not you had withdrawn my offers or were representing me in the first place, and D, refused to respond to my request for your broker's info so I could get on top of these days. I made offers based on your input, and now I don't even know what to do. I think I will pull out. If I am going to be repped by a seller's agent and need to make a decision right now, this is all just too much. It's all just too much. The last thing I wanted to do was make you look bad and report you as a realtor, but I would be a bad human to not try to help others who want their dream home in case you decide to sabotage them as well. You tried to work against me. I know you are going through a tough time, and I will listen if you want to explain why you acted as you did despite your personal issues with me. I was owed duties from my realtor that were not provided. If you choose to ignore me, that's fine. But know that I will be taking action. As a courtesy, because I'm such a good person. I just sent you what I'm going to send your boss, Austin. If I don't hear from you by 6, I'm gonna send him a picture of my cervix. I'm ad-libbing. Because I need to figure out how to proceed from there. I can't get myself to send it right now. I'm just extremely upset and disappointed right now, and for some bizarre reason, I still believe in you despite how you've acted. Never mind. Just kidding. I'm sending it. I need help with the properties, and you said your broker is the best. You've been so cold and left me in the lurch with the way you're acting. I would never consider getting an abortion if I'm pregnant because you can't even treat me or listen to me like I'm a human being. Being kind and understanding would have gone a long way.
I have to tell you, the horror music and this script, I love it. I love it so much. All right, let me go back up. I'm back. Had to get my food. Yes. Chipmunk voice for Laura, but I love this Disney villain voice. Multiple choice terrorizing. It's great. She lettered the issues. I know. I love it. She's very organized. The voice and music just emphasizes how cringy they are. It's like a bad 80s story. It's awful. I didn't think anyone could bring anything new and fabulous to this case, but here we are. Thank you, South Florida. Oh, the demonic voice is better to listen to than, oh my God, her vocal fry is so bad. All this about entering and pulling out. Is this real estate? I want to perfect this voice to use for scam callers. 100 demonic voice and scary music is definitely accurate. Yeah, it's so accurate. Oh my God. Good morning, Amy. Almost 200 watching in less than 200 watching. Shit. You guys are the best, man. King Julian. He offered to transfer to his broker to allow the seller's agent to transition to the transaction broker. Right. He did everything. Being human, that's debatable. When she gets to trial, she just rips her human skin form off. She's like, oh, God. Yeah. Hi, Colorado. Thanks, everyone. You guys are the best. All right. Email sent to me for, I also love, you know what I love? I love the dedication that she's having a conversation by herself. I can't even make fun of this because I talk to myself out loud in my house. And if anybody were to like be here, they'd be like, the fuck? But I do wonder if she talks to herself out loud. And I do wonder what that would sound like. So here's, okay, somebody else. Hello, Laura. Thank you for reaching out. Yes, pregnancy. Oh, here we go. Hello, Laura. Thank you for reaching out. Yes, pregnancy is possible without penetration. And while it's rare, based on what you felt after the encounter you described, you have cause for concern. If you choose to take Plan B, it is best to take it immediately after the sexual activity occurs, as its effectiveness wears off with each preceding day. Before taking the pill, it's best to figure out when you're ovulating, which is the time during the month that you could get pregnant. You indicated that you were at that point in your cycle. The most common adverse side effects of Plan B are heavier menstrual bleeding. She doesn't get a period. Nausea. We have nausea. Lower abdominal pain. That's from them being reabsorbed. Fatigue. We as the chat are also tired. Headache. That's because she got blasted in the mouth twice. Delay of period greater than 7 days. Yeah, that's already what she has. If you don't already have a regular OBGYN, which she does not, I would recommend reaching out to your local pregnancy center for help. Here are a few near you. How kind. Rest assured, you are not crazy to be concerned. Regardless of if you decide to take Plan B, we strongly recommend that you take a pregnancy test within 2 weeks of the sexual encounter. Wish you
all the best.
I need to just make that a sound. I need to clip that. All the best. Right. Again, in the Plan B email, she does not admit sexual intercourse. So here's more proof that Clayton did not assault her. I also have fatigue and nausea. Can you imagine how longer these messages would be if she knew that they would be public? You know, I do have to say, I don't know. I hope she doesn't take the plea deal, but I think she's going to. But still, having all of this out on the internet to live forever, if she were to live out in the world, just like Casey Anthony, and just be shunned away from places, I really think it's great. Because, I mean, her reputation is in the absolute shitter. And I think that's awesome for somebody like Laura Owens, honestly. You don't think there's any way I hope she doesn't, honestly. I really hope she doesn't. The information contained is this electronic communication in any document. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hi. Oh, this is her. I don't believe she will ever admit wrongdoing. I mean, yeah, she would have to. I changed my work email signature to all the best. I might have to. 2 times speed. You guys are the best. I have so much fun here. I love it so much. Okay, so this is what Laura emailed. I was wondering if you could help me figure out, because, okay, so this is the thing, right? Because I know people like this. And she is 2 different people, right? She's this voice. Hi, Laura Owens here.
And then she's this voice.
And you can see the shifting. It's wonderful. Hi, I was wondering if you could help me figure out whether or not Plan B is something I would need to consider after why is she Midwestern now? Whatever, I'm going with it. Taking after consensual interaction. I have not been on birth control for more than a year, nor have I done anything physical whatsoever with anyone since I went off it. With this past week, I was consensually intimate with a partner, although we did not have intercourse. Oh, really? Really? You didn't? You didn't? You didn't? You didn't? You didn't. Blast horn. Dude. Ugh. Jail. Go to jail. Go to jail. Oh, this is making me so mad. Me and Megan Fox need to have a. I have to email her back. I got to circle back around. Yeah, do not collect. Go. Do not collect $200. What the hell? What a bitch. God, that pisses me off. We did a significant amount of, or lack of, better word, humping with no clothing, underwear, or no condom on. It was cool. I performed oral sex on him and he came into my mouth and then he fingered me as well. When I got up to go to the bathroom, I felt fluid that should not have been present based on what we had just done. Well, it seems like a question that would be posed by a teenager. Yeah, I'm more than a decade beyond those years. Like, could you believe it? Like most my age, I've had intercourse enough over the years to know what is normal and what is not normal to see and feel down there after intimacy. And this felt like that, not like what it should feel like after him going to, I don't want to say it, second base on me, but I finally brought it up to the man I was intimate with, who understandably had a reaction that it would be impossible to be pregnant if intercourse hadn't taken place. So after looking it up, right, and learning that it can happen without it, he said that he was sure that he didn't like pre-com when we were rubbing against each other, I don't know if it could have been like pre-com or I felt when I got up, I don't know what it was. All I know is I'm very familiar with what my own fluids look and feel like before, during, and after I climax. Yeah, is whatever. Hi, Big Tip Dog. Oh, God. This email. Also, if you've had enough sex, like, why would you even need to send this? I just don't understand. Would be appointment television. I have to email her. I have to circle back. The worst punishment would be make her get a job. Yeah, it's true. Make her work. Make her work for $7 an hour. That's the industry standard, right? Watching her Temu TED Talk was very telling and quite the contrast to the testifying Laura or body cam. Yeah. She can change. She's a chameleon for sure. I wonder if Jan helped her write this one too. Dude, I'm so interested to see what Jan has helped. Why are you writing to Plan B? Oh, email sent to me that Laura drafted to send to Austin. I know. She's talking about bases. Right. If I emailed somebody, I'd be like, listen, I just blew this guy and like, this is what happened. She composed all of this with AI just for Clayton to read, in my opinion. Oh, you don't think she actually sent them? Let's see. She was homeschooled. I thought she went to high school. Did she not? I thought she said when she was in high school. Not look at me believing what she says. Yeah, I also gotta talk to Flux. We got a lot of collabs around here that we need to get going. Me and Flux gotta get together too. Hi, Austin. My name is Laura Owens. And up until today, I was working with one of your agents, Clayton Eckerd. Despite the fact that he's a new realtor, I cannot begin to tell you how impressed I was at his knowledge of the area and what might make a good investment. This was invaluable for me as a first-time investor. I found a lender who gave me the go-ahead to put down payments on multiple seller finance properties and believed that I was in excellent hands. Last weekend, Clayton invited me over to his apartment when he was, to use his words, insanely high, and we were physically intimate. This did not appear to impact our working relationship, as it wasn't until after that he showed me his penis. I mean, any properties with his guidance. I decided to make an offer on 2 properties at a cumulative value of $1.2 million, around there, something like that. Both of my offers were at list price and very near the percentages that the seller was offered to carry. And I was told that he submitted both proof of funds from my lender on Wednesday afternoon, and he had me guarantee him via text that I would not under any circumstances back out of the deals unless there was a material defect or unless he didn't want to date me because he hates me, but because it would make him look bad. Of course, I agreed not to because I am the best, as it was my full intention to purchase the properties. Okay. So on Wednesday evening, after discussing the possibility of dating during or after the purchase of properties, Clayton snapped and said that he would no longer be representing me as my realtor. Can you believe it? He had mentioned several times prior that he didn't feel like he or our interest was being taken seriously by the seller's agent. And so his suggestions to either pull the offer and re-sign it with you as my broker, or to get a new realtor and resubmit the offer, all less than 10 hours after our offer was submitted, seemed just unfathomable to me. And I did not want to be seen by the homeowners as someone who was like flighty. And it seemed to me like Clayton was being extremely childish and immature to like pull such a move. And this was the opposite of the professional that I had seen up to that point. Yesterday, an argument ensued after both the real estate incident and also a discussion about taking the Plan B pill. I was told that I could either admit making up my concern about being pregnant, or if I stuck with my current story, cut off all communication. My worries were and are genuine because of that. I was told the following things by your Clayton. He should be my Clayton, but right now he's your Clayton, okay? Laura, quote, Laura, I legitimately hate you right now. Quote, in the wild, even that you are pregnant, event that you are pregnant, I would hate you even more. Quote, I would be so mad that you just didn't take the pill in the first place and instead decided to wreck my life, which is what I would feel that you did because I was in a vulnerable position being insanely high and should have never had you over. Quote, my hatred will only grow if you decide to put me through all of this. Quote, my animosity would last for a lifetime, and that's not something either of us want to subject ourselves to. Quote, I looked into the rules for what a father has to provide, and at the minimum, he would have to pay child support but have no involvement other than financial, which is exactly what I would do. Be completely absent. I mention this litany of insults and disgusting behavior simply because his resentment of me colored how he treated me as a client during an extremely stressful time as I waited to see if offers were accepted or not. I asked him whether or not the offers were pulled, if he had withdrawn as my agent, and if neither had happened, if he had any updates. Most of my questions were unanswered, but I was told less than 2 hours prior to the offers expiring at 8 p.m. on Monday, on May the 25th, that neither had been responded to. Now, after 8 p.m., I looked online and I saw that the property was listed under contract as of the 24th, which was the day that we made an offer. And on Zillow, it appeared that that price had been accepted, was $425,000, which is what we offered. I contacted Clayton and asked him if it was ours, and then told him I would contact the listing agent if I didn't hear back. I also asked what the status was on this other property and said I would email the broker if he didn't respond. After further silence from Clayton, I contacted them both. John told me that Clayton never sent him the offer, and Nolan said that the sellers had taken a traditional offer, but that Clayton had been on top of it and knew that we would be in the first position that if that offer didn't work out. These were both contrary to what I had been told by Clayton, who made me think that our offers had just been ignored. This morning, I texted Clayton to ask what was going on, but I got no response because he blocked me on 3 of my phone numbers. I asked him to be connected with his broker, I'm presuming you, but again, no response because he then blocked my email. Since Clayton hadn't emailed John my offer, claiming he did, I sent it over to him. John said that their buyer was going to back out, and if we wanted property, we could have it. The other agent, Nolan, had said that Clayton was still in communication with him regarding my offer, so I presumed that he was still representing me in both deals. Now, John tried to call Clayton, who gave a wrong number on the contract. And who lies on a piece of paper like that? A legal document. Who? I tried to communicate directly with Clayton about this, but again, both my texts and my emails were ignored. Finally, Clayton connected with John to tell him that I was a former client and that he was welcome to represent me, and I was stunned to be thrown to the seller's agent when I trusted Clayton and I wanted to hear more about his concerns about the property. Despite the fact that my lender has had the money ready to go, I don't want to proceed with the purchase if my only option is to hire a broker who has the seller's best interest at heart. Clayton did not contact me to tell me that he had referred me to John, so I was told by John himself that he would be representing me going forward. In addition, I have no idea where things stand with the North 76th Street property, and doubt that Clayton will keep me informed because he's blocked me multiple times and told me that he hated my guts. Stunned and appalled. Don't even begin to describe how I feel right now. I cannot imagine that your agency would want to continue to employ someone who is so flighty and throws away what would have been $1.2 million in deals over personal issues. I have the funding and would have wanted to close millions more with your company since you specialize in investment real estate. I wanted to build a whole portfolio, and Clayton made me believe that I could until he completely pulled the rug out from under me. I had not watched Clayton on The Bachelor, even though I bring it up 1,000 times and put it on an audition tape of my own. But he told me that he had been gaslit on the show and was traumatized by it. After the way he treated me yesterday, I pulled up several clips from the show where 3 women broke down because he misled them and wasn't transparent, which is exactly how he behaved with me. He flipped a switch and was cold as ice. And I only mention this behavior because I believe it is indicative of how he treats other people. And since so much of real estate is relationships, you should know that he can build them up and tear them down even faster. In my opinion, he has been cruel, vindictive, and manipulative, which will make your business suffer. And I know because I'm a successful business owner. You have already lost me as a client, although I unsuccessfully tried to get you as my broker this morning. And I'm sure he will act in his own self-interest in his dealings with others. I've really been struggling to hit send on this email because I want to believe that Clayton is the agent that I saw at the beginning of this process and who I'm sure you see every day. I cannot say enough how brilliant and naturally gifted I think he is, and know he would be an amazing asset to your company if he didn't have another side to him. You've probably never seen it, and maybe this will fall on deaf ears, but as a business owner myself, I would want to know if I had an employee who was losing me millions of dollars of deals out of spite. And mainly because I wouldn't take plan B, because I'm not actually pregnant. But know if he's either a tremendous asset, but I don't know if he's either a tremendous asset or a huge liability. I appreciate you taking the time to read this email. If you have further questions, you are welcome to email me at this email where Clayton blocked me, or call me at this number where Clayton blocked me. I'd even still be open to working with Clayton, even though I claim that he assaulted me, if he could be the agent he was when I first met him, because I truly trust his opinion.
All the best.
All right, what do we got in the chat? Oh, boy. We need to do a stream tea party. Oh, I would love that. I got to buy a tea hat. Claiming to be highly fertile. It doesn't work that way. A responsible, reasonable, sexually active, non-virgin adult woman would consult her established. Right. You are correct, Laura, and he is incorrect. Right. These are the quotes she sent to Reddit. Low is the hold my beer champion of shame. Not seeing most chat because I'm mostly driving, heading into the library right now. Well, be safe driving. Can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I choked on my chicken. This poor real estate guy having to read this. Library time. Nothing like contacting a sales office for medical advice. Right. All Clayton needs to do is share all of these correspondence to be off the hook with his boss. Right. She gives so much of her plan away. She's a terrible villain. Why is this giving creative writing? They're like, listen, we need you to be the worst villain. She's like, I got it. You got to know John is sitting in front of his desktop, and every time a new email comes in, he yells, hey, guys, we got another one. Come read it. Oh, God. Dealing with you isn't worth $1.2 million. Right. Long live King Julian. Oh, God. Rogue Mama, thank you. That's so kind. I have the funding. Where is that in her bankruptcy filing? Exactly. It's his fault y'all missing out on this. So flighty when she refused to go through with the deal. I know, she danced. You know what it reminds me of? You guys ever seen A League of Their Own when Marla Hooch is on like third base and Tom Hanks is like giving her the signs and she's like, that's what it reminds me of. Somebody sent me a letter like this after my sexual escapades. I would call everybody in the entire office to come around my desk. I would read it out loud. Yeah. I'd be like, you guys, listen, this is what we're going to do. This email is insane. Dude, right. For somebody who's never watched The Bachelor, she sure as hell brings up The Bachelor. She brings up The Bachelor so much. Hold on, I'm trying to get through chat. This is probably a detriment to my live stream, but I definitely try to read all the chats and I just go back and then we go back to what we were doing. So if this bothers you, I'm sorry. I'm just like one of those girls on the show, don't you know? Even though they denied me. Oh. Yeah, she contradicts herself over and over. I hate him. He hates me, but I'll work with him. Every time I hear a businesswoman, I keep thinking about Romeo and Michelle asking the businesswomen. Said, we made Post-its. Having dealt with a busy broker, I feel confident that they have felt for CE. Right. I keep wanting to go to tea, but the last time I checked, it was $150 per person. Whoa. Movie's so good. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in abortions either, text packet. Not here, at least. Oh, my God. I would wallpaper the break room with her. Oh, my God. All right, what do we have now? Oh, so this is Clayton. Okay. All right, good. You guys like that I go through chat. All right, well, then I'll just put it here. All right, so this is from Clayton. I never sent over the contract. I had it in my email drafts ready to send, which I can provide proof of. But I sensed that Laura wasn't going to fall through. Oh, sorry. But I sensed that Laura wasn't going to fall through with the deals unless I took her on a date, as referenced on the Laura Owens transcript. She ended up confirming a couple hours later that day that she couldn't move forward with these deals unless I were to give her a chance. So my intuition was right. She did submit the contract herself to the agent and could have taken over that deal as well. But it is my understanding that the other deal was already under contract. I did not ask for further details from the listing agent as I was more focused on finding Laura a new agent to represent her. My broker, Kathy, also was in contact with her at this point and offered up options for realtors, but Laura declined them all. Kathy should have those emails to reference if needed. Laura is currently threatening to go public to Page 6 to publish an article about this pregnancy she is claiming is real, but has provided no proof. I hope you all can see through the many messages that she is trying to force me to date her through filing claim after claim. She just recently emailed me saying she dropped the case with you all if I were to reopen communication with her. I can provide proof of that. My point is, this isn't about her losing out on deals. This is about her trying to strong arm me into communicating with her and dating her, which I will absolutely not do. I hope you are all able to see that this is not a cut and dry case. The context is unique and hopefully is being considered greatly. I had no intention of any wrongdoing. As a newer agent, only 1 month at the time, I was trying to keep things professional and not waste any other agent's time by bringing a buyer to them that was not serious about moving forward with a deal. Ms. Owens claims she made offers on 2 properties. I see the evidence you provided presenting the property. Do you have any proof that you submitted the offer? If so, please send it to us. Thank you. ADRE. Okay. Issues resolved. No. All right. So let's get, where are we going? Attention buyer. All right. Let me get to chat here. We love it when you give us the attention Laura thinks she deserves. Oh, God. They should put her emails where people do their very best reading, in a toilet stall. I hate it when people do live streams but rarely read the chat. Well, I mean, that's why we're here, right? Don't you hate it when your realtor doesn't believe in your fake real estate offers? Your real fake real estate offers? Oh, my God. Also, she knew him for less than a week at this point, but has already crafted this fantasy of him in her head, except that isn't reality. She seems really mad that he blocked her. Right. She hates it because who would block her? All right. So here's the Liz Max investments with $425,000 in her bank account, title in escrow. Oh, man. Is there no more reading? I can't be done this early. Don't worry. We have 8 years of content. She is offended. She's offended. She can't believe that somebody would block her. What are these? Where are we now? Clayton Eckerd. Nolan attached is a purchase contract. Please do not hesitate. Okay, so he's got the purchase contract here. Here is a screenshot of the purchase contract that is still in my email drafts. Thank you for getting back to me so quickly. I'll tell you, Clayton Eckert is a thorough man. There are decades worth. Right. We'll be here forever. You guys, I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, my YouTube channel is skyrocketing right now because of Laura Owens. What do I do when I run out of content? Do I just like start again? Do I read it again? Hi, Elsby. She told him the court would force him to talk to her. I think that's why she filed. Ugh. Being with The Bachelor would beat her sister getting married and having babies. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Ugh. Who wouldn't want to spend their whole day reading her every word? Oh, yeah, us. I'll just have to find a way to do it again, differently. Okay, what is this? This is Kathy Van. Oh, this is the ADRE. Okay. And this is the complaint filed by Laura Owens. Okay. Set forth. All right, we don't need to read that. Exhibit A. Did we already read this? No. Jesus, God almighty. Oh, no, we did read this. Wait. Yes, we did read this already. We read this in hers because I'll interview her in jail. She would never sit down with me. She would only sit down with someone who would allow her to spill her narrative. So we read this in part 1, I think. And then she was like, did he... there are several questions I would like answers to. Does he think about me? Has he said anything about me? I was just wondering. Anyways, does Clayton have answers to the questions I asked? I'm going to refer you to somebody else. Yeah. Oh, naive bacon. She thinks she can jail calls. Oh, my God. Yeah. She'll probably keep giving us content. That's why we try to get interviews with her prison roommate. Roommate doesn't sound right, but I've never been to prison, so I can't think of the word. Cellmate? Karen Reed? I covered Karen Reed. I mean, we can watch them forever. But yeah, no, I'll cover this. Whatever you guys want me to cover, I will do that. Mr. Eckerd. The department has determined that while the circumstances and evidence as of this day do not warrant disciplinary action, licensee revocation or suspension, the denial of a license renewal application, and they're just giving him a letter. It's not a disciplinary action. So he got nothing. Sorry, Laura. There's so much more new Karen stuff now. All right. Listen, just promise you guys won't leave me after we're done with Laura Owens. Or I swear to God, I'm going to have these babies if you guys choose to leave me. If I stop doing Laura Owens content and you guys just think you're gonna disappear? You think when I run out of this content, you think you're just gonna turn your backs on me? Think again. Cause I'm gonna show up at your worst moments. Just know that. Never, you're part of the cult now. Everyone's suing everybody. Oh, these are great. I love this. Ugh. Okay. Oh, wait. Now what are we at? Oh, okay. We're back to good. I can't quit you. Keep being hilarious and doing fun content. You won't be able to get rid of us. Lies. You won't be able to get rid of me. I'm like herpes, bitch. I flare up at all the wrong times. Oh my God. I'd follow you into reading an old phone book. You guys are the best. All hail King Julian. All right. So, dear Mrs. Owens, Miss Owens, because she could never be a Mrs. She could never. She could never. Tony! You should hear the news down here about it. I'll have to give you a local news link. Yeah! The department has reached an investigative conclusion regarding your complaint against Clayton Eckerd. The department found the failure to submit an offer from a client was a violation. And then that was it. So she was probably super pissed about that. Oh my God, Bacon is channeling low. Does anybody know how to view the dockets? We have my case where I'm from, but I'm guessing that we don't have it. I don't know. I bet she writes. Mrs. Clayton Eckerd. No. Mrs. Laura Eckerd. Yeah, heart. Mrs. Laura Michelle Eckerd. Yeah, that's the one. But over the heart, I'm gonna put him over the I and the Michelle. I'm gonna put a heart. Yeah. Mrs. Maybe I hyphenate it. Mrs. Laura Michelle Owens Eckerd. Maybe I just changed my first name to Clayton. Ugh. I won't be ignored. Signs YouTube dating content. Takes me back to being 14. Yeah, you see love so in their bracelet. You can never get rid of the cult now. You're stuck with us. Hell yeah. All right, we'll do it. I'm going to get my brother-in-law in here. All right, guys, guess what? We've got emails. We're here for the emails. And even if I read them before, I didn't do it in the voice. So let's do that. Let me take a swig. Here we go. All right. I believe in me. No laughing.
And if you can't tell, I'm unbothered by it all going public because once it does, your name will be out there. Oh wait, sorry, fuck, I fucked up. Wait, hold on.
No, this is Clayton to Laura Owens. All right, let's go. And if you can't tell, I'm unbothered by it all going public because once it does, your name will be out there. That was your mistake to file a public case. I know the truth, and that will set me free. Yeah! Amen, brother! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Let's go, Clayton! Don't waste your time telling me you 100,000% know I'm the father. I know with full certainty that I am not. It's just a matter of time before you run out of options. If you don't see or hear, the AZRE cleared me. The police never contacted me about your claim. Everyone you reach out to doesn't believe you. You should have given up months ago, but I get it. You're in too far with your lie, and you realize what's waiting on the other side of all this. God damn it, Clayton. Yes! Remember, you brought all of this upon yourself, and you tried to take advantage of what you thought was a weakness of mine. And that's, somebody had said, it was my old English teacher in high school, and I'll never forget this. He said, never mistake my kindness for weakness. And that's how I am. I mirror people's energy. I'll be as kind to you as you are to me, but I'll also be as fucking horrific to you as you are to me. Why? Because I'm a toddler. But anyways, never mistake my kindness for weakness. But I've gained a resiliency like no other and have been through it all at this point. You picked the wrong person to play this game with, and you've realized that. Oh, girl! Let's go, Clayton. Okay, here we go. We got Clayton on the line. Go ahead. Keep making your threats. Because I'm documenting every last one. It's not that I need any more at this point, however. I have plenty of evidence to reveal your true character. Oh, how the turns have tabled, Laura. I gave you every chance to prove you were pregnant with my kids. I asked for countless paternity tests. I asked to speak with your doctors that administered the ultrasounds. I asked to be on FaceTime when you were at the doctor so that I could speak directly with the doctor. And you avoided every last one of them. So someone who was actually pregnant with someone's child would have jumped on every one of those opportunities to prove it all, because if it were actually true, then it would be the easiest way to prove it. You prey on people by trying to overwhelm them. And there was a point where you almost had me. You almost had me, Laura. But thankfully, I have the right people in my corner who helped me uncover the holes in your statements. While I did hate you at one point, I don't anymore. I can't hold hate against anyone. It hurts me more than it hurts them. I just truly feel bad for you. You are lost and confused and need help. And I pray you find that and turn your life around. And these deceitful ways that you practice, it's never too late to change. But you need to realize that it's over in this scenario. You lost. Bomb. Fucking bomb. Holy shit. I scheduled my part of the prenatal paternity test, and I'm going after you are. I was told they would inform you, but either they didn't or you're choosing to act like they didn't, so this is me informing you. Oh, girl! Oh. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Honestly, he should have just sent a laughing emoji as a surprise. I can't believe he said exactly what she was going to do beforehand, and then she did the exact thing. Right. Oh, my God. Dude, this is so good of Clayton. I like it so much. I like it so much. Lo sends so many inquiries to various places in order to spin various stories. If one story doesn't stick, right. She just needs documentation from somebody else. She does overwhelm people. That's her strategy. I'm so LOLing. I think you're right. Though, you know, they simply couldn't get rid of the care. Oh, you're laughing at something else. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, okay. I thought she gave, she went to a high school. Pity, pity, pity. Well, that's the thing. I've told people, I don't hate you. I don't think about you. You're dead to me. That's fine. Yeah, I love it when he gets sassy. That's amazing. I'd like to frame that and put it back here. That's awesome. Saucy. If he gets saucy. Oh, God. But don't worry, friends. Don't worry. You know, listen, as somebody with ADHD, I could learn a little something from Lo. And that is to stay consistent and follow through. You know? I could learn it. I love Clayton's version of there's no way. There's no way out. The email messages between them at this point only speak to the quality of Clayton's character. I cannot think of a single man I know who would be as patient and no, nobody. Listen, my husband is the most wonderful human being on the planet. I don't know why on earth God would give me a coupon and send me that man, but I just love him with my whole heart. If I sent him a frenzy of these messages and just went like this, he would punch me in the face. He would punch me in the face. I'm good. I actually, my face is doing a little better, My reabsorption is doing better. But I have to say, like this morning, I woke up with some really bad nausea. So I took some Zofran. I took Tax Packet's advice, and I've started my probiotics. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll tell you, my stomach was gurgling, girl. I was worried. I thought I might shit myself on live stream. But, you know, I got to be here. All right. So Laura responds to Clayton Eckerd.
Clayton, as I was just answering these in a rush, I realized you are once again gaslighting me. You know, 100% that this is true and that you are the father. Why would I be begging you to take a paternity test if I wasn't pregnant and you weren't the dad? I scheduled my part of the prenatal paternity test. I'm going after you are. I was told that they would inform you. Okay, no, I didn't know, but that's great. And the AZRE cleared you? That's not what they said to me. You didn't get disciplined, but it's still on your file. See attached. The police never contacted you about my claim? Right. Because I told them I just wanted to have everything on the record in case something happened. Except for rape, because I won't go to the police for that ever, I guess. I specifically asked them not to contact you unless there was a violation. You're welcome to ask Officer Smythe? Everyone I reached out to doesn't believe me, huh, Clayton? That is absolutely 100% bullshit. I literally told Page 6 I was suicidal and thought it being public would push me over the edge. Just ask Bernie. I should have given up months ago. But I'm too far in with this lie? Absolute bullshit again. What's waiting on the other side of all of this is twins and a positive paternity test proving you're the father. And I brought this on myself. I picked the wrong person to play this game with? Keep making my threats? This 100,000% isn't a game for me, and these are not threats. Good luck trying to reveal my true character when I have medical documentation proving that men dribble before they shoot and men dribble after they shoot. You gave me every chance to prove that I was pregnant. You're full of shit. You asked for countless paternity tests? Then why didn't you respond to more than 50 different requests via email? Why didn't you schedule when I had paid the $725 that I don't actually have because I'm in bankruptcy fraud that my mom gave to me because she's in on it allegedly? I don't know. Why did it take you so long to schedule a test? You can hear from the attached conversation with Melinda at Exam 1 and Brett at RavGen that you are the one who refused. If this got to court, they would back me, not you. Oh, the foreshadowing. I told you that you could talk to my doctors. I told you that I would sign a HIPAA release so you could talk to anyone who performed any test on me. You didn't contact me back. I even invited your parents to come to my appointment. See the attached proof of all of this. I prey on people by trying to overwhelm them? There's holes in my story? There haven't been any holes at all in my story. I haven't once changed my story. Medical evidence doesn't lie, Clayton. But you do. This is a load of BS right here. Oh, sorry. This load of BS right here is the definition of gaslighting. You're right. Being pregnant with your children does make me lost and confused. And I do need your help, which is why I've asked you for it. As I've said all along, I'm happy to provide you with anything else you need. You're the one who chooses to pretend that this isn't happening. Diana from The Sun will be forwarded this email as well, and she has assured me my name will be left out. All the best.
Thanks again for lunchtime
timing.
entertainment.
Oh,
BBZZ.
God. Thank you for the breadsticks. Thank you from the breadsticks. Oh, my God. How to lose a man as fast as humanly possible, right? When she talks about gaslighting, it's like, dude, why didn't she do a paternity test contract? Right. I haven't seen this before. I thought I've seen it all. Absolute psychopath. I'm loving the Lost music. 100% thousand is 1,000 things. Wait, when I can't talk anymore. Oh God, dribble. Oh boy, not the basketball analogy. Hi, Frida. Gross. I need that. Sorry. I was listening to Love Trapped bonus, and those damn cops should have arrested for false reporting. Yeah, it's crazy. But this, because of bacon in this chat. Oh God, it's something. Yes, inviting his brothers. I don't, whatever. I'm gonna ask my brother-in-law when he comes on stream if he would be interested in coming to one of my OBGYN appointments. Some blame the attorney for a $200K judgment and 14 felony counts against this client. Oh my God. All right, we'll get there. I haven't even gone over the blogs yet. I haven't even done this. Ugh. My God, it's kind of poetic because at the end of all this, if things go as they should, she will truly be the least doable woman in America. Yeah. Unreal how she contacts her marks. I'm sorry. Okay. So, this is the invitation. Please let this be big enough for me to read. Damn it. I'm sure we can find it though. And then the McCool ultrasound. Okay, wait. Those are attachments. I don't want attachments. I want the real thing. Give me the evidence. I'll be able to find it. Hold on. All right, and then that's it. Okay, hold on one second. Let's read the email that Laura sends to you know what? I wish this Victims of Laura Owens had a search feature. That would be amazing. Oh man, I got to read this email to the parents and then we're done with this portion. All right, hold on. When did she email? Let me Control F. Snake email. No. Oh, it's in the timeline. Hold on. Laura Owens, Clayton Eckerd. Here we go. Before you get through all her BS. That's good. I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to quit you. All right, hold on. Control F. Email. Emails. Okay. Nope. Should we just go through the other stuff in Clayton's timeline? Because I've never really gone through that. We got to stop adding more people to my once part-time hobby of playing criminal psychologist. Oh, she is a business owner. All right. Well, what do you guys want to cover next right now? Do we just go through Clayton's timeline? Because I have never been through it like fully. If you guys want to do that, we could do that. And just go through the sources because I haven't seen everything. So tell me where you guys want me to start. Also, I got to figure out how to turn this poll off. Close. How do I clear this poll? Ugh. Anyways. You guys are the greatest. Oh, my doggy's barking. I was going to go through the email, but I think we should just do all of it. We should start with Clayton and then like move backwards. And then just keep. All right, let's just do that. I know you guys have seen it. You've been successfully. You guys just threw me into the volcano and here we are. All right. So, it's like saying which Christmas gift do you want us to open first? All right, let's go. We'll do this. All right, so I have the victimsoflauraowens.com, and this is Clayton Echard. We know the story, but let's go through what they have in the timeline, and then we will just cover these cases in depth because I've done my summaries of them, but I haven't seen them all, or haven't seen all of the stuff, so let's just go. Okay, so April 3rd, announces publicly via Instagram that he is going to be a real estate agent. Just do it all. All right, let's go. Okay, so we have that. Then we have, oh man, and I lost my page. Hold on. I love that victimsoflauraowens.com is a favorite and I didn't make it a favorite. It's like, bitch, you come here so often. Okay. Laura Owens registers Liz Max Investments on May 9th with her mother called Elizabeth Owens on the filing. And we know that. All right. They take out $199K HELOC loan. What is a HELOC loan? Yeah, I don't enjoy that outfit, but it's not for me to enjoy. It's for him to enjoy. You should also play some of Megan's songs. We'll get there. For my relationship YouTube following contract, you're going to need to make some content with intent for the 2 years before we take it to a more serious level. I'm so excited you're going to go through all of it. All right. The Owens family takes out a $1.2 million second mortgage loan. So this is 2023. Where's this money at then? In the bankruptcy case. Home equity line of credit. Okay. Laura contacts Clayton on LinkedIn inquiring about real estate. I'll open this in a new tab. Here we go. So we've seen, so this is this. Okay. We just got to get to the exhibit. Exhibit 1. Show me the exhibits. All right, let's just pretend no spoilers. Exhibit 1. Wait. What is this? Mr. Woodnick, exhibits. What is this? What is this? What did I just stumble upon? Maricopa reporting. Wait. Motioned for joint hearing pursuant to Rule 5A. All right, so this is in the matter of Clayton. Okay. Oh, this is transcript from her depot? The whole thing? Wait a second. I want to read that. Or is that what was in Love Trapped? Which was great. God, I want to hear more. Okay, so here's all the exhibits. Here's more. Okay, question. You're doing great. So one of the questions I had ahead of me was, you have been to Planned Parenthood in the past 24 hours. Yes. And the Planned Parenthood you've been to is Planned Parenthood Mission Viejo or whatever the branch is there. Yes. When was that? That was July of last year. July of 2023. 23, correct. Okay. Oh, because she was called Jane Doe. Interesting. I have not seen this yet. Look at us, friends. You and you have no problems expanding the HIPAA release to include Planned Parenthood Mission Viejo July 23rd. No. Have you seen any other providers at Planned Parenthood in Arizona? No. Just one visit in the summer of 23 to the location of Mission Viejo. Yes. Which she would change later, by the way. It's just a wee devotees. Any other medical providers in the last 24 months? Names begin with a Z, but I forgot. You forgot? You just forgot about the people who are looking inside of your cervix? He, she. Is your neurologist at Barrow? Uh-huh. Yes? Yes. So, wait, a neurologist? Well, I mean, that's because she had the babies in her mouth. So you got to see a head doctor? That's how this works. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Love Trapped was more than this. Oh, okay. It's a question I've asked myself from day one. Is Lo actually delusional and 1,000,000% believes she is right, or just continues bulldozing forward to hell with everybody? I personally think not maybe that she thinks she's right, but that she will get away with it. When you don't suffer any consequences, they're just never real. And I think that she thinks that this is not really going to happen to her because she's always just used to getting her way. I have not read the investigator's report. Do you guys want me to do that on a live, or do you guys want me to do that in a short form video? Because I feel like that's the same as my first video. I mean, I would chip into $500 to have Laura's video demo. Oh, God. Both. When was the last time you saw your online provider? I haven't had a video visit with that person in maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Oh, hell yes, live. Do you want me to do it? I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. Joke's on you. We'll just start changing how we're doing this. Okay. I have about an hour and a half left. So let's go to about. No. Wait, where am I going? Other victims. Go to documents. No, that's not it. I need to go to Laura. And we got the body kit footage right at the house. Definitely chipped in for that. Live for sure. All right, let's go into Clayton Eckert Paternity. No, where are the documents? Is it in Clayton? And then documents. Oh. Affidavit of service. No, where is the investigative? Where do I find that? Pre-recorded. It's just a fun afternoon. Yay! It's long. All right, where do I find it? Listed in chronological order. Investigative report. Where is that? That's going to be down here. Let me just. Oh no! Wait, hold on. Control F. No, it's not in here. That need to be read in full. I listen to each episode of Love Trapped at least 4 times while waiting for the next one to drop. They are very good. They are very good. Oh, wait. Here's his appeal. Supreme Court. OOP. IAH. Nope. Back to top. Where is... This is going to make me mad. God, I still have all of this to get through. History, famous parents, TED Talk. I think sometime after January 29th of 2025. Right, but where's the full investigative? Where's the thing that says documents? There's like a place that says, I thought. Did they change it? Documents. So it'd be after January 29th. Okay. Of 2025, you said. So here's 24. Here's 25. Stipulation. Party parent person. Notice of schedule. Appellants. This is all appeals. Mandate. Proof. Oh, no, not the floods. It takes a long time to download. Ugh. All right. Well, how about this? Tomorrow, I'll try, or can somebody send it to me? 4/29/25. All right, never mind. Do you guys, I could go, we'll go live tomorrow and I could read it. If you guys want to do that. 4/29/25. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Schnitzel Ninja's channel. We're going to start watching something. And then tomorrow we will, I'll download this and then I will make sure that we have it ready for tomorrow at 11 a.m. I swear to God, if I have to start going live at 8 a.m. so that we can get through this shit. All right, give me 1 second. Let me go to Schnitzel's channel. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thank you. Yes, I will download it and we will go through that tomorrow. But just so I'm not sitting here searching for it, we'll do something else. I want to go to the bottom of Schnitzel's channel and just start there and make sure that we give her all red lines. No, to 8 a.m. Too much of a night owl. All right. I just dropped my kids off early, so. All right, what are we starting with here? Laura Owens versus Greg Gillespie. All right, let's do that. Okay, here we go. I'll be here. I don't sleep anyways. Oh, I got to turn my horror music off. Sorry, friends. Oop. Whoa. Oh my God, I'm afraid to turn the gain up on this, but I'm gonna. Okay, so that's Greg Woodnick. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'm so scared to gain this up. All right, let me see. Why won't it let me? Hello? No, go up. Oh, it won't let me gain it up anymore? All right. How do we, oh, that's because I'm messing with my mic. You know, guys, sometimes I am not smart. All right, well, this isn't working either. What in the heck? Oh, boy. Output routing. Go to advanced. Oh, it really won't let me put this up anymore. Damn. All right. So it's so quiet, though. Hold on. Is it this quiet the whole time? Yeah, it's not even reading it on my thing. Hold on. Let me see. I don't even, is there anything in here that we need? It doesn't even have closed captions on the JFC wiki page. Okay. Pro streamer. I know. I'm afraid to turn it up. I send the Discord message. All right. Yeah, I'll download it before tomorrow. I promise. Why can't I medium smart? Sometimes. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties. Main mix. Mix minus custom. Can cause echo. Okay. Damn. What even is this video? So this is, it just says Greg Gillespie. You can't even, it's not even reading. Like, that's how low it is. Let me hold on. Before I blow my ears out. Professional. Right. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe if I close it and do it again. I don't know. This is Laura Owens versus Greg Gillespie, August 11th, 2022. My volume is all the way up. The YouTube volume is all the way up. I think it's just the volume on this. It's got to be the volume on this video. What's the volume on this video?
If you want, you can use it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the volume on the second video is better. So the volume on the first video, we don't even have it. But this is Greg versus Laura. Let's see what happens. Okay. Damn. We don't even know. Does it get better? There are no subtitles. That's the hardest part, is it doesn't pick up enough to put on. There's no subtitles. Because usually there's like a little CC thing down here. There's none of that. All right. Well, I guess let's just go to the second one that's down at the bottom here. Oop, 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 oop. Hold on. Oh, no. That's the one after. I would love to hear that. All right. Well, let's go to this one then. All right. There's Greg. I just got the email. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. I mean, CV 220. I'm just going to go back there and start over again. This is CV 2021 052893. I'm going to ask the parties to please announce.
Thank you, Your Honor. Kyle O'Dwyer, representing plaintiff Laura Owens.
Good morning, Your Honor. Fabian Zizweta, representing Mr. Gregory Gillespie, who is here to my left.
Good morning to the two of you folks. We're set for cross motions for partial summary judgment, each on the each other's claim, and remarkably raising almost identical issues both directions. I've read the motions, the responses, the replies, the statement of facts. Is there a preferred way to go? Who goes first? We'll start with the plaintiff. Plaintiff can go first. Why don't you address both your motion and the response to the cross motion, and we'll go back and forth that way. Can you, I'm hard of hearing, so that's why I'm wearing this, but you can either lean into the microphone, or if you want, you can use a podium. Just so long as I can hear you, that's all I require.
So it's okay if I remain seated, Your Honor?
Yeah, I've heard you fine. Perfect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So where is Laura? That's what I'd like to know. Where the hell is Laura right now? Hi, Casey.
I'll start with my client's motion, plaintiff's motion for summary judgment regarding all of defendant's counterclaims. Your Honor, as indicated in the motion, my client is requesting that the court dismiss both counterclaims on two premises. Well, both of them because of a lack of damages and the intentional infliction of emotional distress or IUD claim for also.
We love you, red heart emoji.
Thank you, ULSB.
Your Honor, it's clear based on the information provided
guys.
to the court that there can be no damages at trial at an arbitration hearing in this case. As the court noted in the disclosure statement, there was absolutely no damages calculation whatsoever provided by the defendant for his claims. Nothing at all regarding what dollar amount he would be seeking. In response to the motion for summary judgment, he attempted to file an affidavit supplementing this.
Do we know which lawyer this was? Is this Corey?
Disclosure statement, which my client objects to, as being
She's got to stay snatched, Bruce.
too late. It should be noted the motions for summary judgment were filed the very last day they could have been filed prior to the arbitration hearing, which was set for August 16th. And so this wasn't a summary judgment motions filed early in the process. This was after all discovery had been completed that any party wanted to complete. And we were ready for the arbitration hearing. And so my client objects to that statement, but even if the court considers the additional information in the declaration, that is insufficient to create a genuine issue of material fact regarding damages.
Okay, just hear me out, though. No offense against this guy. But, hey, boo-hiss, tomato, tomato.
Boo-hiss, tomato, tomato, rolling on the floor laughing emoji, rolling on the floor laughing emoji, she no-showed?
Boo-hiss, tomato, tomato. I love the TTS. That's so great. Mary, thank you. You guys are the best. We're going to have a disco party. Disco party. Yeah, we need a roster of all our lawyers. But hear me out. Hear me out. Doesn't this guy look like the villain from Die Hard? Alan Rickman? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
And the reason for that is all it says is $50,000 for lost income. No basis whatsoever on how we get there. So if this case goes to an arbitration hearing before the arbitrator, Mr. Gillespie can testify that I incurred damages of $50,000, that I am a salesman since 2019, but he can't testify about any commissions he got in the past. He can't testify about any days that he missed and how we get there. Because, Your Honor, if he didn't miss any time.
Okay, just real quick. Tell me that this man and this man are not the same. Hans Gruber. Oh, God. Mary's here. Wait, someone doesn't have proof? You don't need proof. I like green in a court of law. Mary Smith, I've never seen anything with Greg Gillespie. I couldn't handle knowing how pissed I would get on his behalf. Yeah. Oh, my God. Lowe has a hearing on the motion to withdraw her BK case on May 14th, 2:15 p.m. Oh. If I could catch one of these live, that would be great.
There's no basis for the claim because he's saying I missed opportunities for income, for commission, based on the emotional distress I suffered. But he hasn't provided anything about how much time he may or may not have missed. Doesn't provide anything about what commission rate he gets. Is it 1%? Is it 75% on his sales? Hasn't provided anything on his historical record of commissions. Has he ever gotten commissions? Nothing is there. And so, Your Honor, summary judgment motions have been referred to as a time to put up or shut up. You have to provide your evidence, what entitles you to judgment.
What are we talking about? Why are we talking about Greg's money?
And there's just nothing there for damages. If all you have to do is say a dollar amount on an income-based case, not on emotional distress, but on lost income, if you don't have to say anything about how you get there, then the disclosure rules are completely superfluous.
He was not deposed?
That's correct. He was not deposed. No depositions were taken, Your Honor.
Okay.
But I would also note it's an affirmative disclosure requirement to give a damages calculation. So you can't just wait for the other side to ask for it. If you're going to be asserting you're entitled to those damages, you have to provide that information out front. And so there's just been a whole entire failure to provide any information that would support damages being awarded at all at an arbitration hearing. And for that basis, both claims have to fail, and the court should dismiss them on summary judgment, as there are no genuine issues of material fact as to damages.
What about the nature? Aren't you also arguing that the nature of the emotional damages are insufficient as a matter of law? That there's no proof of it because of the lost sleep, that kind of stuff?
Correct, Your Honor, correct. That was the second prong that would solely be applicable to the IIED claim. that there wasn't severe emotional distress. That again, the disclosure statement, there is nothing about the counterclaims, nothing about the facts.
Oh, we'll get there, Amy.
Nothing about what emotional distress was or was not suffered. And in fact, in the declaration that again, we object to, but was attempted to be offered, all that was said was increased stress, sleepless nights, loss of enjoyment of life, and overall emotional distress. So absolutely no details about what that means. And so, Your Honor, on that basis as well, my client is requesting the court to, if it doesn't find that the lack of damages is sufficient to dismiss both claims alone, to at least have the IIED claim dismissed. And that's all I have, unless the court has any further questions about my client's motion for summary judgment.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Honor, as far as the defendant's motion for summary judgment.
Well, maybe the better way, I know I directed you to do that. Maybe the better way is to go back and forth because they're two separate areas of fact. So let me just do it that way. So you can respond to the motion. That's fine. Thank you.
Is there a way to move this over, or
I think
it feels awkward speaking this way when you're over here, Your Honor.
Joseph, is that move?
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'll make
So,
sure I
Your Honor,
have it all set
I think
up.
there's two different distinctions between a fraud claim where you can recover consequential damages and a IIED claim where you can recover general and special damages. Defendants conflate both of those two. The initial disclosure statement and supplemental disclosure statement, they do state that there is a $50,000 pertaining to the fraud claim, and there's also severe anxiety and emotional distress pertaining to the emotional damages for a claim, which we call the general damages claim and the IIED claim. So there's a distinction between those. So we did disclose the damages. It's not an issue of they didn't raise the issue that we didn't computate damages with a reasonable certainty, because we did on their case, on our motion.
You know, that's a great point. If you're claiming that you have emotional distress and that you've suffered, X amount of, consequences from your actions or this thing, I could just say that. Maybe I should take her to court and have a hearing and say that I'm suffering from emotional distress because of this case. I have emotional distress from Laura Owens.
Judgment. So I think that's a fine distinction. So to the extent the court wants to dismiss the case on the damages portion, I would respectfully ask the court to look at the disclosure statement. We did bifurcate those claims, whether it's
Let me take a look at that because I'm a little. It's
in the supplemental disclosure statement, Your Honor, and I will state that my firm came on board just 2 weeks before the arbitration hearing, so we kind of stuck with what we got.
I'm looking for something that's in the it has to be in the record before me. Isn't it included in the?
It's in their response to the their motion for summary judgment, Your Honor.
All right.
The entitlement that she has gotten through every single part of these cases has been insane. I don't understand why she has been able to just dictate absolutely everything going on. She doesn't want to come to court appearances. They let her, and it's, my one of my best friends got divorced, from a man that she was very afraid of. And he acted as his own attorney. And she had to sit on the stand and get cross-examined by him. And it's like, but Laura Owens is just like, I don't feel like coming in. Sorry, I drank too many Monsters this morning. Was she pregnant at this time? So this is November 9th of 2023. Yeah, she would have technically been pregnant at this time.
It's in whose response, though? In the plaintiff's response?
Plaintiff's response, Your Honor, yes. I think they attached 1A through H, one of those exhibits.
Pulled up the wrong response, yeah. And it's your supplemental disclosure statement?
Yes, Your Honor. And I just want to clear something for the record, Your Honor.
I mean, and when we're talking about damages and things like that, I think it's very important to remember that emotional, distress aside, Greg Gillespie has come out and said that he has spent $300,000 plus to clear this from what she has done to him. It's not just emotional damage. It's also monetary damage and putting people in debt that don't have the money, and, you know, getting restraining orders against people like Michael Maricini, who then try to go get a job and they can't. It's about actively ruining their lives. It's bigger than emotional. Did your friend win? It's still going on. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. I've talked about doing a podcast on her because it's been something, girl.
Disclosure statement. It's not a disclosure statement. It's an affidavit that's used to support a summary judgment
I
motion.
assume that. I think I understood that. I don't remember precisely how he characterized it. So all I see as exhibits is the affidavit of
The date of this was November 9th.
Laura Jones, which I read, and the controverting statement. Is it attached to the actual response to your motions and summary judgment?
I'm going to speed this up again. Oh, no, I'm already at 1.5.
May I push it back? I have it here.
Sure, I'd like to see it. And you agree you gave this to me?
And what is the title of that document, Your Honor?
Defendant counterclaimant Gregory Gillespie, second supplemental Rule 26 disclosure statement?
Yes, Your Honor. That is attached as Exhibit A to, I believe, our statement of facts in support of our motion, my client's motion.
Oh, it's a supported motion, not a response. Okay.
Not in response to
I was
their
looking for
motion.
a response, my mistake. And you can have this while I pull up the document.
Who's Daryl Brooks?
What do you want me to look at in here specifically?
The computation
sorry.
of damages, Your Honor, it's typically section 6 or 7.
Damage. Seven, where it says Mr. Gillespie has sustained significant monetary damages as a result of not being able to work due to the
Yes.
extreme amount of emotional distress he experienced while becoming subjected to plaintiff's fraudulent representations and the intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Yes. He has not been able to work. He has, no, I don't know. Who is that? What is that? What am I missing? Oh, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, so he has not been able to work. He's out money, emotional oh God.
Yeah, Your Honor.
Represented himself. Oh my God, this might be something that we got to check out too. I'll write that down.
We filed an affidavit, which we need to do in support of Rule 56. The case was handed to us as, you know, when we got it 2 weeks before the arbitration. I see that there is a computation of damages for the severe emotional distress claim.
Where's the computation? That's what I'm looking for.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Your Honor. In the affidavit, we submitted that for Mr. Gillespie's.
That's in your response?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's my mistake.
Sorry, I don't know.
I thought it was in that document that you referred me to.
And I have it here, Your Honor, if you want to may I approach.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not able to navigate as quickly through this as I should.
God, that's awful.
So at minimum, we've disclosed at least damages for the intentional infliction of emotional distress claim. Recognize that the fraud claim, I'm not arguing that we don't plead fraud with particularity, but to the extent the court wishes to dismiss that claim based off of lack of disclosure of damages, we've at minimum attempted to create a genuine issue of material fact on doing an affidavit. But for purposes of the emotional distress claim, it can't have it both ways. You know, they're saying that they lost sleep, anxiety, depression on their motion, but for purposes of the response, we provide sufficient information and disclosure statement to compute general and special damages, which the trier of fact determines if that what amount that is. That could be a nominal amount of $1 or some other number, but we believe we provide sufficient allegations of damages of emotional distress to survive that summary judgment on that claim. Thank you, Your Honor.
Counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think a couple things I would just like to note in rebuttal. Number one, $50,000 is the maximum you can get in an arbitration proceeding, mandatory arbitration. It's up to $50,000. If you're trying to get $50,001, you have to indicate that this isn't appropriate for mandatory arbitration. But both sides have certified their claims are $50,000 or less. This declaration of Gregory Gillespie says I would have earned nearly $50,000 in commissions, not for emotional distress, but in commissions. So
But
if
he
it's
can't.
$50,000 in
But he
commission,
can't earn $50,000 in commissions because he has emotional distress and he can't go to work, and because he has a restraint order and might not be able to get a new job. And yes, I will cover that. I'll put it on the list. Put it on the list. You just made the list.
you can't seek an additional $1 for just emotional distress.
You can.
But you can't be awarded it because then you're outside of the jurisdiction of a mandatory arbitration hearing.
No, but it says it. Does it say at least? Is that what you said? Read that one statement.
He says nearly $50,000 in more in commissions, and in their argument,
I understand.
it was $50,000.
Oh my God.
As I understand it, it doesn't make a lot of sense the way that could be. There could be a lot in emotional damages, if any, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
If they were seeking emotional distress damages, Your Honor. But my reading of their second supplemental disclosure statement indicates that it is all based on lost income, not on emotional distress damages due to trauma suffered.
Is he not arguing the same thing? He's flat out saying that he cannot work because of emotional distress. What the fuck?
And so for those reasons, Your Honor, the court should grant my client's motion to for summary judgment on those claims.
Thank you. Let's go on to your motion.
By way of just brief background, Ms. Laura Owens is no stranger to the court. She's filed no less than 3 cases involving.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna slow this down because I want to hear him tear her apart. Who is his lawyer?
Very similar fact patterns regarding pregnancies and
I would object, Your Honor, that this is all outside of the filings and outside of what's relevant to this case.
If we're arguing over emotional distress, it's very relevant to this case. There's a reason that they're here, and it's because of fake pregnancy. I think this dude is he's in another timeline.
It's hard for me to know exactly where the relevance is going to kick in because again, it wasn't finished, but I will assure you, I will not consider irrelevant information. So what else did you want?
It's in the counterclaim, and the court can take judicial notice of these filings on its own sua sponte.
How does that relate to the facts of this?
And within the context of these cases, she's bringing an intentional infliction of emotional distress claim based off of what I call the parasitical claim. And what I mean by that is it attaches to the coerced abortion claim, which is now before the court because it's been dismissed. And I think it's apropos, and the court can take judicial notice of that because she's claiming emotional damages from this coerced abortion. And it's very similar to the other cases before the court.
The other case that got dismissed?
No, the other cases before other courts and severe court
This
systems.
court dismissed the statutory claim already, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. So,
are there other statutory claims in this case?
No, Your Honor. The only claim that survives that's left is the intentional infliction of emotional distress.
I understand.
The case law that we brought before the court states that people usually suffer emotional distress in their everyday lives. But the question is, there is the difference between emotional distress and severe emotional distress. Plaintiffs submitted various exhibits that show, a COVID test, conversations between her providers, has never demonstrated or never presented any evidence to show that there is a physical manifestation of injuries.
Right.
Not necessary, correct?
The case law is developing that way, Your Honor. There's no published case in Arizona, but for the most part, there's an unpublished case we cited to that it states that. It's very persuasive. It's as of 2017.
Doesn't it state that that with the manifestation, it just becomes more persuasive, but not necessarily without it, they lose?
Well, I think it has to be dealt on a case-by-case basis.
That's what it does say. I agree with that.
Yeah, so in this case, what we have here is about 8 exhibits that do not relate to anything regarding her physical manifestation. All we have is a plaintiff saying she's been depressed, she thinks about this, the ordinary emotional distress that people would suffer on an ordinary basis. Last minute, they file an affidavit where they never disclose the development of what the distress issues were or symptoms were, and they attach photographs of some rash. There's no causal connection between this alleged rash to the conduct that Mr.
So you're suffering emotional distress and you can't tell them what you're suffering with? You can't explain how this has affected you? It's affected you so, oh my God. She like starts a story and never finishes it. Also me. But I'm just saying.
The last
Was the photographs of the rash previously disclosed?
No, Your Honor. Those photographs were never disclosed. We objected to those in our reply to their controversial statement of fact, or their statement of facts. But, Your Honor, so without the physical manifestation, all we have left was the same exact thing they're arguing that Mr. Gillespie is doing.
Did they refer to the rash without the photographs previous to the motion practice?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. I don't think so. These photographs came up literally to rebut, or to what I view as to create a genuine issue of material fact. Because we've told them, we said we had a physical manifestation of injury. So these photographs came up, but even if the court were to consider the belated disclosure of the rash.
Yeah, I just heard that sentence coming from the other side, but go ahead.
Exactly. So even if the court were to consider that, there is no causal connection between the conduct that's not before the court, because that claim's no longer there, and the physical manifestation, what she's portraying as the rash. So, Your Honor, there's no expert opinion.
Yeah, and also, wouldn't you need a doctor to say, like, her stress levels are causing this rash or whatever? Like, wouldn't you? It's such a great point by Minnie T, again, just saying, like, you. So she has a rash. How do we know that it was caused by this? How do we know she's not allergic to strawberries and then she ate them, you know? Oh, my God.
To opine on that, it could be caused by something unrelated, and which is why I asked the court to take judicial notice of these other cases, because she's been doing the same thing to other individuals, and that's public record.
Exactly. Why are we arguing about this without medical paperwork? She should not be able to bring in, and also too, bitch, I suffer emotional distress every fucking day I wake up. Like, you have to tell them what is happening. Are you losing sleep? Are you not able to eat? Are you vomiting? Are you whatever? Whatever. I'm sure she made us an appointment.
But so even if we get to the physical manifestation, which there isn't because it wasn't disclosed, but even if there is, if the court does consider that, there's no causal connection traced back to Mr. Gillespie's conduct.
Exactly.
Again, Your Honor, the same thing they've argued in their motion, their damages is calculation is computed as attorney's fees and costs of $40,000. In tort cases, we're not entitled to recover attorney's fees and costs. So I'm not sure. They're arguing the exact same thing we're arguing in our case. So for those reasons, Your Honor, summary judgment is proper for the 3 reasons that there's no physical manifestation, and even if the court considers that, there's absolutely no causal connection between the conduct, the alleged conduct, to the physical manifestation, and more importantly, as with any plaintiff, they bear the burden of establishing their claim through abundance of evidence. They've attempted to, in their response, they attempted to place that burden on us, that we didn't raise that, which is not proper. It's their burden to present their damages. They did not do so. They're not entitled to attorney's fees.
Yeah, I mean, if they bring a case through, they have to provide proof for it. And saying that I have a rash and I have a case of the bubble guppies. What do they call it? The bubble guts. She just has like diarrhea. That's, oh my God. This is such a waste of the people's tax dollars.
Summary judgment's proper.
Counsel,
Thank you, Your Honor.
are you entitled to use that affidavit?
If it seems like they objected to it, Your Honor, it is a late disclosure. I think whatever rules the court applies to both sides should be applied to both sides. So if the court determines that it was too late of a disclosure, that's what we're left with. And
Let me just bounce it back to you.
You don't know what bubble guppies are? Oh, bro, bubble guppies, bubble guppies, bubble guppies.
For a second, do you agree with that?
Your Honor, I'm stuck with the case I got, but I do agree with that. The computation of the fraud.
Well, I'm not asking in any gotcha type way. I'm asking more whether there's
Bye,
any
Susan.
distinction between the one later disclosure over the other, and it doesn't sound like there was. Correct?
Hi, Chris.
For the fraud claim, Your Honor, it wasn't disclosed, and that's what I'm saying. But so I agree
You're in
with
the
you.
same boat the other direction. Okay, go right ahead.
Your Honor, the only distinction I guess I would make with regards to my client's disclosure is what Mr. Zazueta noted as far as the failure to disclose any legal claim regarding physical manifestation of symptoms had to be shown. Because as I indicated in our filing, if you look at their disclosure.
But that's just a matter of what the elements of the case are. It's a legal issue. The point's taken, I mean, is well taken, but understanding the question of the legal standards, I'm not quite sure that's a legal theory, but I understand your position.
Thank you, Your Honor. And let me back up. One other thing that I just wanted to note for the court as far as the defendant's motion for summary judgment is that, so their prong is absent a manifestation of physical symptoms, plaintiff cannot assert a claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress. As the court is aware, in order to be successful on summary judgment, you have to.
Yes. Actually, yes. Bubble guppies is so cute.
Initially prove that you're correct as to the law and facts. Here, the initial prong was because there was no manifestation of physical symptoms, we cannot be successful on intentional infliction of emotional distress. But that's not what the law of Arizona says. So one of the issues with their motion as well is they failed to meet their burden of showing that there has to be a manifestation of physical symptoms, because that's what they alleged in their motion.
I'm here for you,
and
Chris.
In their reply, it seems a little backtracked a little bit to just overall no severe emotional distress. But the motion itself was all about absent a manifestation of physical symptoms, plaintiff cannot prevail, which is inaccurate. And so my client would argue that they had failed to meet their burden. And so the burden never comes to my client to rebut that.
What a great point. He's going to argue that physical evidence is required when Laura never provided physical evidence of pregnancy. Right.
For summary judgment and to provide a genuine issue of material fact because they failed to meet their burden initially.
The balls, the gall, and the gumption to do all of this and then ask for attorney's fees is crazy.
You lost me a little bit on that.
Sorry, Your Honor.
It's okay. Their burden in the motion for summary judgment is to demonstrate an absence of material fact. If they meet that burden of production, under the standard of proof, which is by a preponderance, then your obligation is to point to or produce evidence that shows where the question of fact is, correct?
That's correct.
So the argument I hear you making is that because they wrote.
Yeah, I think the physical manifestations, though, would be like, you know, the emotional stress, depression. You're seeing your, maybe you're seeing your medical provider or you're seeing your therapist or, loss of sleep or, you can't eat. Like, I would assume those would be the manifestations of emotional distress. But that's the thing is I've seen people go through things where they're like, they want to talk about the emotional distress, but they've gone through the proper channels when they're in court. They've gone to see their therapist. They filed police reports. They've have text messages where they're talking to somebody else about how, they're not sleeping or they're not eating or they're not doing all of these things. And there's a lot of different ways that you can prove that. So for her to just say like, oh, I got this rash, and a loose butthole is not, this is such a waste.
Relied on the absence of a physical manifestation, that's enough. You don't have to then point to any evidence because they've not met their burden of production or proof, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, because that's what they relied on. That's what the motion was based on.
Isn't it also based on I thought I read in there, it was also based on the nature of the injuries, not, because they're connected.
They are.
But how are you proving that they're connected? What medical provider do you have that is proving that these are connected things? How do we know how do we know it's not a birthmark? How do we know it's not just some rash? How do we know she's not rolling around in some poison ivy? We don't know that.
Are somewhat connected, Your Honor, but if you read through
alleged anxiety, loss of sleep, that kind of stuff, correct?
And if I could just have one moment just to read this section of their motion, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, Kimbo.
The only reason I'm parsing it is because I need to understand what your position is.
Correct.
I find it very interesting, too, now that we are talking about men and women in the chat, I find it very interesting that Laura never went to get herself a female attorney. Interesting.
As I read through their motion, and this is subparagraph B, which is entitled, absent a manifestation of physical symptoms, plaintiff cannot assert a claim of intentional infliction of emotional distress. There is no argument in there that the actual emotional distress alleged was not sufficient. What they argue is solely throughout, they cite to one case and say courts have observed that mere emotional distress and severe emotional stress should be demarcated, indicate as a result of.
Oh, she did have a female. Interesting.
Crying, being upset, that is not enough to establish severe emotional distress. But other than these two quotes or citations, the actual argument itself is all based on physical manifestations.
Which are what? Because you didn't put them, they flat out said at the beginning, you didn't put them in the discovery. That you didn't name. You said these are physical manifestations and this is emotional distress. And then you show no examples. You show a rash That's it? I'm getting a rash from watching this. Good Lord.
As far as the damages issue, Your Honor, as I mentioned in argument regarding my client's motion on their claims, income claims and damages from a lost income claim and damages from the trauma suffered due to emotional distress are very different because there is no lost income, which can be easily demonstrated by a paycheck when you're talking about trauma suffered by emotional distress.
What if they were a leave of absence from work and they couldn't, they go on family leave or anything?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
mean, yes, you can. You can prove that by not being able to go to work.
Happened in this case, obviously.
Right,
I mean,
but
it can be tied specifically to money, right?
it can be if that is what the claim is for.
Okay.
Here, it is not for lost.
Shut up. She asked her to sign an agreement saying she faked the pregnancy and then dropped her as a client. And she filed a bar complaint against that one female lawyer. Oh, my God. It's never ending. I feel like they're both arguing for... She's arguing for emotional distress, and he's saying that he's lost money from not being able to go to work from emotional distress. And this guy right here seems to be parsing through the two, that they're not the same. They would be the same if Laura Owens had a fucking job, but, you know.
Income or things of that nature. It is for solely the trauma that was suffered. And I admit the wording was unartfully phrased in the damages section of the calculation. But it does state, and if I can pull it up here.
Am I going to be looking at your response or their original motion?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm looking at their exhibit. So it is my client's...
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to it.
Disclosure statement.
Okay, hold on a second. And right here, do you want to see it? I think I can. I know I have no credibility in my ability to go through this. Yeah, I'll take a look at it if you want it. Sure. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm looking what page?
And we're looking at page 5, Your Honor, under subsection 7, computation and measure of damages.
Okay.
And so the second sentence in that computation and measure of damages indicates anticipated that
Calamity
damages
Jane,
will amount
thank
to
you.
at least $40,000 due to the trauma that Miss Owens suffered. I admit
$40,000 due to the trauma.
$40,000 due to the trauma that Miss Owens suffered.
That Miss Owens suffered. $40,000. Jesus God.
I admit that first sentence is, the combined effect of them is unartfully.
Her attorney right here is Kyle. Okay.
Phrased, but this is sufficient to put them on notice that my client was seeking $40,000 due to the trauma suffered.
Yeah, I can't. You caused this. You brought it to the court, and then you're like, oh, I suffered damages. You did this. And also, I just don't understand why a judge isn't asking in detail, okay? You have emotional distress. What is it that you have suffered? Give me a list.
Not just due to cost and fees associated with the case.
What are costs and fees?
The cost would be court costs and attorney's fees. And attorney's fees are not recoverable as a matter of right in a tort case. And I agree with that contention that they made in their motion. But essentially,
James Charles.
Or additionally, it is anticipated that it'd be $40,000 should have been added into this to make it more clear. Although I think when somebody says $40,000 due to the trauma that she has suffered, that's not just based on costs that have been paid out of pocket. And so my
costs could not here anyway. We're not talking medical bills, those sorts of things.
Correct. That is not what is being sought. The only thing that is being sought at this time, and that would be sought in an arbitration hearing, would be damages for trauma, general emotional distress damages, rather than associated with any specific cost or expense.
So I think what he's arguing is the fact that she is just asking for emotional distress payment. And then Greg is like, hey, well, I've lost money due to X, Y, and Z. And I think they're both trying to get the same thing, but the lawyers are arguing them differently.
Okay. Reply? Anything else?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I'll just touch up on the damages portion of it. It was pled as the complaint says that she's seeking attorney's fees and costs, which is consistent with the initial disclosure statement.
Let me take a look at the complaint. It's in the complaint.
The complaint states that she checks off the boxes, but she was pro se when she filed this.
Oh, that's right. They're pro se file.
This pro se filing, defendant or plaintiff's counsel could have supplemented and elaborated more, at least to argue and said we were seeking general and special damages, which are the damages recoverable in injury cases. That's not pled here. But I don't think we get to that point because they don't meet their threshold to show that the emotional distress was severe, let alone they don't show any physical manifestation. It appears that the plaintiffs are arguing that we've waived the argument that there is no severe emotional distress because it isn't a reply, and I think the court considers all the briefings.
But I think, candidly, it's inextricably tied to the question of whether there's a manifestation of harm. You're talking about the nature of the harm.
Well, I mean, and if we're talking about the nature of the harm and we're talking about the manifestation of the harm and somebody losing, you have Greg who was not able to go to work, who was not able to function in his day-to-day life because of this.
Okay. I agree, Your Honor. And there's no physical manifestation, but the injuries that she's claiming, there's no causal connection between the conduct that's alleged. That claim is not before the court. All of these symptoms were stated in conclusive fashion in the complaint pleading stage, but throughout this entire case, nothing's been elaborated. And it's been, we don't know if the court, and we can't determine if this rash is a symptom from Mr. Gillespie's
right. Where'd the fucking rash come from? Where is she? I gotta walk around with this stupid shit on my face. I want to see her in this courtroom with a rash.
Rash or bruising, and she can say that's tied to the conduct. I mean, where do we draw the line? I think.
Was there anything there about the date of the rash, when the rash was, or was it just a picture of a rash?
It was a photo of a rash, and I will note that
it says it has a time period on it, right?
How do we know it was a photo of a rash from her? How do we know it wasn't her sister's rash? How do we know it wasn't a Jan rash? I have questions about whose rash this is. I'm starting to get rash.
I believe it does, Your Honor, but I note that we objected on the foundation because her affidavit does not state that photograph accurately depicts what is being demonstrated. So it's a foundational argument we raise, and I think the court, it's an objection that the court, in my opinion, should consider because there's no foundation for that. But again, Your Honor, there's no physical manifestation. The case law is developing. I concede that point, but the most recent unpublished case that we've attached says that.
The 2017 case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, right.
And in that case, Your Honor, the court cites through various cases and says, well, typically in our cases, everyone suffers emotional distress.
You understand that case hurts your other case as well.
And again, Your Honor, at the end of the day, if the court were to dismiss in both cases, that would be a happy day for my client. It's been 2 years.
That's what I'm going to do, folks. There's not enough evidence of emotional harm from either side to survive summary judgment. So you're both right and you're both wrong. Class half empty, class half fill. I'm going to sustain the objections to the late disclosures. I'm going to grant both cross motions for summary judgment. I further find that the damage disclosure made by the defendants in the case with respect to the fraud were insufficient in and of itself, and were insufficient for both the claims as well. And I find that the damages disclosure with respect to the plaintiff's claims, following the court's lack, because the court, in addition to the court's failure or decision that the late disclosure will not be considered, is also inadequate. Even if I were to consider both those filings, frankly, there's just not enough there for the court to find that it meets the standards of, and I looked at Midas Muffler case that you folks provided. That seems to be the more, it's published court opinion, and it tells us what we need to be looking at. I will, who wants to give me, can you just work on a joint form just as to the form of judgment to the court? I'm not going to be granting, well, I don't know whether you want, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have you submit one with respect to the claims that you prevailed on, which is your motion for partial summary judgment. You submit a form of judgment, both of them in 20 days. Any statement of costs or applications for attorney's fees will be due at the time that you lodge them. I'm sorry that you folks, both sides, have endured a lot in this case, and I mean that respectfully to both sides that these kinds of events can take on a life of their own, and they create dynamics that are just not addressable in a judicial proceeding. It's not going to work here. Is there anything else for today?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I appreciate the court's time.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're done.
So that's it. Okay. So he dismisses it and he's like, you guys can pay your own attorney fees. There's not enough evidence, which really sucks because Greg has lost a ton for 2 or 3 dates with this woman. He has lost time. He has lost sleep. He has lost money. He has lost, for the people who believe her, his reputation. And it's very unfortunate and it sucks. I think this could have gone another way where, somebody believes Laura Owens to the point that he has to pay her money. And that, so at least it didn't go that way. I know that being in a court case, when you go to just represent yourself in court and you get lawyers and all these things, a lot of times they're like, yeah, I mean, you just have to eat the court costs. It sucks knowing what we know now, right? The benefit of hindsight. So what do I got left? I got I got about 30 minutes left. Let me see what we got. We watched Clayton Eckert IAH. Here's Scottsdale Police Department wellness check phone call. Let's see what this is.
Scottsdale Police, this is Kate. Hi, I wanted to call in a wellness check from an article that was posted online last night. Okay.
Do we know who this is? Because this does not sound like her.
All right. Do you know the address? I do not know her address. Her name is Laura Owens. Do you know her birthday or approximately how old she is? She's 33. Okay. And what kind of article or what's making you want to check on her? She posted a Medium article, which is a blog post, and she's supposedly pregnant with twins right now. And she's put in her article that the relentless bullying, there's a really long story about it, and I don't know if you guys know, but she has said that she's on the brink, causing moments of despair when I'm close to the edge of despair. And she expressed to someone that if she harmed herself, that the blood would be on his hands. So it sounds like something's really wrong.
Do we have this article?
So she was kind of, I'm sorry, can you repeat what she said about the blood on someone else's hands? It's to a guy named Dave Neal. Her quote.
What? Bye, Big Tiff Dog.
From her article, her blog post said, his relentless bullying has pushed me to the brink, causing moments where I felt close to the edge of despair. I even expressed to him that the blood would be on his hands if I harmed myself due to this relentless harassment. Okay. She's not being harassed. She's actually a harasser. And if she's pregnant and she's telling people she's going to kill herself, it's a little scary. All right, hold on.
Wow.
And you said the guy's name was Dave Neal, as an N.
Dave
Neal. Neal? Oh,
N as in Nora, E-A-L.
Okay. Okay. And why are you calling the Scottsdale Police Department? Do you know that she lives here? I do know that she lives there. Okay.
I'm gonna look for the Medium article, and then we'll cover that, and then I'll be done for today, and I'll get all set up for the investigative report tomorrow. Yes, we have the article. She deleted it. Okay, so while we're listening to this, I'm gonna go. This is December 8th of 2023. Okay.
Okay. And what was your name?
My name.
What's your last name?
Do I have to tell you my real one because I'm literally scared of this person?
Okay. No, that's okay. Do you have a good callback number?
I do. You won't share that outside of the police department, right?
So just because we don't have a address for this person, I can still put a call.
I do have her address.
You do have her address? Okay, I thought you said you did not.
I do.
Okay.
I'm
What's
sorry.
your
I
address?
do. I do. It's.
All right, hold on. Let me go to the Discord and see.
She lives with her parents, Jan Black and Ron Owens. She lives in the casita in the back of their house.
Okay, so do you know her personally?
I do not. There's a really weird public story going on, and there's a lot of court cases going on, and she's like continuously threatening and harassing people. But her being,
I gotta tell you, it does sound like her. It sounds a lot like her. And also, I got the article pulled up, so we'll read it after we listen to this.
I think there's a lot of mental illness things going on, and she's constantly threatening to hurt herself, and she's supposedly pregnant as well.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on. All right. And can you just confirm that number for me, your phone number for me really quickly?
Yeah.
That's a good point. If it sounds like her, it could be her sister.
Okay. And did you want, I'm going to put this in, but the officer may call you for more information. Do you know her personally, or is this?
No, this is all. No, this has been going on for like 6 months publicly, but it's just like she posted a blog last night that it just felt like a big spiral, and I'm afraid I honestly think this girl is going to hurt herself or other people.
Okay. Okay. All right. If the officers don't need any additional information, did you want to speak to them, or did you want any follow-up from them?
Whatever works for you guys.
Well, it's up to you.
Yes, I would love to know, or yeah.
Okay. Okay. I've got this in. We will go out and check on her and make sure everything's okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. So we got that. So I'm going to pull up this Medium article that was archived. Thanks to you guys. Look at you guys are super sleuths and you help me super sleuth. This is great. All right. So this is the article. Unveiling the Unbearable, My Battle Against Cyberbullying and Online Harassment. It's incredibly hard to put this into words and to share what's been going on. I've never asked my friends or family for emotional support, but I'm feeling truly shattered, defeated, mentally drained, and worthless due to the events of these past several months. You've never asked your friends or family for emotional support? Isn't that what they're there for? Ugh. I've been a subject of a smear campaign that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, and the target of cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and cyber stalking at a level that I truly think no one would believe is imaginable. My heart has been torn to shreds, and it seems like nobody beyond my family truly sees or understands who I am anymore. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe. Since the sheer embarrassment of all of it has been so overwhelming that I found myself hiding from the world. Since around mid-September, I've been noticeably absent from social media and pretty much detached from the life I used to lead. I can count on one hand the times I've stepped out of my home since then, but the number of times I found myself in tears is beyond calculation. Earlier this morning around 4:30, I found myself on the floor overwhelmed with emotions, feeling more bullied and alone than I've ever felt. It struck me that maybe it's time to stop concealing what I've desperately tried to keep under wraps for months now. I've come to understand that by not being public about what I'm struggling with, I've made this battle harder for myself. It's now abundantly clear that the only way to stand up to bullies is by confronting them directly. This person sounds genuinely concerned. I'm always mind blown, honestly. Wasted resources. You should play the body cam of the wellness check that goes with this call. Didn't we do that the other day? Isn't that the one we watched when I watched the body cam footage? I've been doing yard work listening today, and let me tell you, better than music. Yay! When they did the wellness check, they gave Jan the phone number. Oh, that's right. We did watch that one, and they never even checked on her. This article is the only reason I discovered the case. Yeah, it's absolutely a lie. We know she's tortured her friends and family her entire life. No room on that floor. She is a liar. She's never stopped doing the horse shows. Do people normally calculate tears? Okay, it is. Okay. No, right. The cops should have immediately 5150'd her. Right. She wrote it. She wrote it. That's crazy. I love how, too, she's just like going to turn herself into a hero here, though. I like the redemption arc. I know that some of you caught wind of the rumors that I got pregnant by our former reality star. He had briefly been my real estate agent, and during May evening, our professional dealings turned into something more personal. Following 3 positive pregnancy tests, one taken at home, another at an urgent care, and the final one done in his presence, it was evident that I was indeed expecting. Soon after, I discovered I was pregnant with twins, and I knew with only 100% certainty, damn, that he was the father. He went radio silent, and when it came to take a paternity test, despite my persistent requests, 29 times to be exact, at a lab he had selected previously, when he finally responded, he dared me to reach out to the tabloids, a move I knew would compel him to comply with the test. Before the news hit the public, I pleaded with the media to keep my identity under wraps, and they agreed. However, their description of me as the anonymous woman contained enough details for those familiar with me to make connections and for strangers to track me down online. Like many, I was familiar with Reddit before news about my pregnancy became public, but I had no grasp for the level of dedication its members had. Shortly after the initial articles surfaced, a friend reached out, informing me that the self-proclaimed sleuths were actively discussing and mentioning me by name in the subreddits, centered around the reality show this man starred in. There was a barrage of misinformation circulating, and initially I wrote back to correct those who were getting the facts twisted. However, these so-called keyboard warriors, shielded by anonymous usernames, only seemed to intensify their interest in my life once they knew I was engaging with them. It's all a blur. Right, the rumors. But also, she did this. Like, and I have to tell you, I was really scared of Reddit too. And then I got on Reddit because people posted my videos there. Reddit's been really nice to me. Reddit, we don't piss off the Reddit gods. Let's see. You do use it as an example. Oh, God. Hey, do you ever think she plays 2 lies and a truth? Her dad shared this article on Facebook first. What? Or she shared it. Ugh. I would not. If this was my child, I'd be like, we're going to the doctor. She's the one that brought it to Reddit. Right. Let's see. Hold on. The Sun article didn't even need to leave clues to her identity. Her name was going to be in publicly available. Right. Right. She did this. Clayton dared me, and I said F you and did it because he dared me. Right. Listen, this case is the definition of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Honestly. Every single time. Ugh. Things took a truly devastating turn when an abusive ex decided to reach out to him, telling him that I had done this before. He was referring to 2 prior pregnancies, a part of my life I've guarded fiercely. Not just from the wider audience I'm speaking to now, but how big is her audience? Does the black chair reach the computer? Which one? Mine? This one? Ugh. How big was her online presence? I want to know. I want to know. Rather than having a private discussion with me about it, he broke the news to his hundreds of thousands of followers, and Redditors, like relentless detectives, latched on to this snippet of my personal history. They've dove deep into my life, tearing through years I desperately wanted to keep hidden, and truth be told, deservedly so. Then why would you go to the... why am I asking questions? Bacon, stop it. My life was becoming a mere public spectacle, and it caught the eye of a reality TV content creator named Dave. A major figure on Reddit who has completely turned my world upside down. About that big. Oh my God. Was this during Dave's baby? She wanted to ruin his baby shower? Oh my God. That's awful. Well, she got what she wanted, didn't she? Right. Not to mention, she also sent Dave. How dare anyone question her? She sent him, what's it called? Not real evidence that she admitted to under oath, which is great. Dave has blatantly victim shamed me for my reproductive decisions, stating that my life would hold no interest for him if it weren't for 2 prior abortions. The source of the misinformation he's spreading traces back to 2 men I'd been pregnant by before. Their animosity against me, triggered by the restraining orders I have against them, is the driving force behind the distorted tales being circulated about me and ones they have shared with Dave. They supplied him with court documents containing entirely baseless, never seriously considered by a judge claims about me, which Dave has disseminated as if they were factual. Although their accusations were unequivocally untrue, they were mortifyingly embarrassing and not something I wanted anyone to know. My decision to stay silent inadvertently bolstered Dave's platform. And now the Bacon Bears won. Thank you, Laura. We stand. Giving him free rein to harass me without facing any consequences. Oh, I have consequences. You give me diarrhea daily. The allegations they had previously made against me in response to cases I filed against them were horrendous, alleging that I falsified my pregnancies, tampered with records regarding my past pregnancies, and fabricated the severity of the injuries I sustained due to abuse. In a desperate effort to get him to stop spreading false and extremely damaging information about me, I offered to sign a release to have my previous pregnancy records sent directly to him from my providers. I sent him proof that I was one of only 630 patients accepted into the domestic violence brain injury program at Barrow Neurological Institute, the only one of its kind in the nation, as a result of multiple strangulation injuries resulting in me developing epilepsy. However, he ignored my offers, revealing that he cared little for the truth. Oh my fucking God. She ruined his baby, Moon. That makes me so sad. Yeah, she's punishing someone for having a baby. What a fucking bitch. Oh, that's so sad. And Gingras attacked during the baby shower. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Ugh. Right. And she told Mike she got epilepsy from an Uber accident. Right. Dave's enormous following on Reddit has made my life incredibly difficult. They've created countless threads in reality TV related subreddits, and in the ultimate showing of targeted harassment, one person even went as far as creating a subreddit in my name just to bully me. I was taken aback when I read a post purported to be from a high school peer with outrageously far-fetched and blatantly false allegations claiming that during that time I was pregnant by multiple men, including a special needs student and fathers of my peers. One fabricated story claimed that my father offered one student $6,000 to buy new speakers for his car if he would date me for a month. Holy shit, this goes way back. The reality was quite different. I was extremely introverted throughout high school, never attended a party, and had my first kiss during the week of my graduation. These claims hold no resemblance to reality, yet they've left me feeling utterly powerless and deeply ashamed. It feels as though the reputation I painstakingly built and every achievement I've held dear have been ruthlessly torn apart and relentlessly mocked in profoundly disheartening posts. Dave is winning. This is the thing that always gobsmacks me about Lowe. An average person goes through their entire life without needing an RO. A few, maybe one. But 3 ROs. Right. What are the odds? Does anyone still believe that she's epileptic? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do. You're right. What do we need? Hold on. We need sad. I need sad music. The comments said about me have been brutal, such as, I hope she's an organ donor or something, so something good can come out of her pathetic existence, and that I am a complete waste of skin and bones. I've been told to kill myself, with comments suggesting it might help my family move past the supposed disgrace they claimed I brought upon them. My dad's Wikipedia has even been edited several times by trolls to state that he only has one daughter, my sister. It's actually your dad editing that. Your dad's like, editing his own wiki. Dave claims to have only referred to me by Jane Doe, but my name has appeared in his content many times. And his fixation on me has reached the level of an obsession. Since September, he's churned out over 50 videos about me, boldly claiming that the count might escalate to more than 140 as he continues to probe into my life. Moreover, he's generated well over 100 hours of podcast content solely focused on me and actively pursued opportunities to appear on any podcast offering to fly anywhere in the country to do so because he is so eager to discuss my life through his lens of lies. Good Lord. Ugh. Yeah, I don't believe she's autistic. I gotta be honest with you. And the fact that she brought that up makes me want to punch myself in the face. Hold me like I'm pregnant. Dave's channels grew immensely due to his detailed coverage of all of this, so her plan backfired. Right. And also the fact that he's a talented content creator. That also helps. Why would you be ashamed of made up shit about you? Right. Going to Wiki now. Oh, God. Did someone make those claims on the subreddit? I don't know. Dave never said her name. He should have made 75 videos. Dave was so compassionate to her, didn't use her name for the longest time. If she doesn't want people to comment, she should stop making such a spectacle of herself. Owens is married to former KGO Jan Black. They have 2 daughters. One of his daughters has been charged with a felony false. All right. There we go. All right. Back to our shows. I would be lying if I said I wasn't afraid of Dave. During one of his live streams, he inadvertently displayed a map leading to my home. In an interview just this week, his comments became even more alarming as he said he wished I'd been a passenger on the missing Malaysian flight of 370. He's like, I wish you would just Amelia Earhart your fucking way out of this bitch. Oh my God. That is so funny. Oh. Holy shit. Oh my. Oh. All right. Here we go. Adding insult to injury, he shamelessly exhibited a picture of me in my bra with an exposed pregnant belly during one of his episodes. When I requested its removal, he callously dismissed my concerns, laughing as he told his audience, "Bra or no bra, who cares?" He joked about me having a miscarriage, which is something that is not remotely funny. Well, it's not remotely funny to any of us. Playing with babies' lives and taking human life not seriously is not funny to any of us. But it seems to be a kiki good time haha for you. As a last resort, I filed for an injunction against harassment against Dave due to his obsessive interest in me and his flat-out refusal to stop making videos and podcasts about me when asked. However, when I informed him that he would be served by a process server, he turned the tables. Deceptively, he began painting himself as the fearful one of me. His followers swiftly joined in, spreading these unfounded notions that I might pose a threat. I've been called unhinged in an innumerable amount of times, and his followers have posted countless times that I need to be institutionalized. It's been outrageous, entirely unwarranted, and incredibly upsetting. My physical appearance has been a relentless subject of mockery. Multiple memes have been created emphasizing my looks and targeting me with hurtful comments about my looks. People claim to be stunned that he chose to be intimate with me for just one night after having numerous beautiful women to select from during his time as the lead on a romance reality show. He himself mentioned I didn't look as pretty as I appeared in some Instagram posts that he scrolled through. I thought that maybe if I were able to change my identity on the outside, I might get back to feeling like myself on the inside. After a lot of thought, I decided to file for a legal name change, which was discovered by Dave the day after I filed the petition with the court, and my new identity as Emily Wilson was disclosed to his audience, making it obsolete. I felt like I had run out of ideas to escape the relentless nightmare I was living in. My integrity is everything to me. I've never lied about being pregnant or about the extent of the abuse I've suffered. And I have medical records to support both claims. Do you? Where are they? I sought an order of protection against the man who impregnated me, despite limiting my communication to only sending him pregnancy updates. Interestingly, a month later, he obtained an injunction against me. Dave's followers have chosen to write my full name on Reddit and in the comment sections on his YouTube videos because they say that in doing so, they will alter the SEO algorithm and that these blatant lies about me are shown at the top of Google search results. He has incited hatred, harassment, and threats against me, and I am just exhausted from it. Over the last few months, I've often questioned, what is the allure of a 33-year-old woman confirmed to be pregnant 3 times? Confirmed? This is too happy. To him and his audience, how much more content can he create? And how much more can I take? Although I would be more than entitled to file a defamation lawsuit against Dave, I have no desire to have my life drained by the legal what the fuck? And simply want him to stop and remove the videos. If you want to watch how cruelly and flat out bizarrely Dave has spoken to me, to and about me, you can watch this video. I'm sure this post will spark more hateful content from Dave, and he will incite his followers to make more cruel comments about me. Despite outwardly claiming to my family that I've become desensitized to anything that can be said about me at this point, Dave's videos still deeply affect me, as do the words of his supporters. While I know I will advocate against cyberbullying in the future, right now I just wish for that's like Casey Anthony advocating for single moms. We don't want it. We don't want it. I just wish for this torment to stop. His relentless bullying has pushed me to the brink, causing moments where I've felt close to the edge of despair. I've even expressed to him that the blood would be on his hands if I harmed myself due to his relentless harassment. But it had no impact on him. It just provided him with something else to talk about on his shows. And why would he stop talking about me? Spreading misinformation generates profit for him, and that appears to be his sole concern. It's an ongoing struggle to try to rise above this situation. My life has changed after witnessing how cruel people can be. And while I'm a changed person, after all of this, how could I not be? I still want to be Laura Owens, not Emily Wilson. I'm anxious about how people might perceive me once I share my story, but holding all of this inside hurts. In the face of relentless cyberbullying, I yearn for the torment to cease, hoping that someday my story will speak louder than the falsehoods, and the strength I find within will reclaim the identity they sought to shatter. Written by Laura Owens. Because sharing my story isn't about sympathy. It's about reclaiming power, standing up against online abuse, and empowering others along the way. Anyways. Oh my God. A Dave Bacon live? Let's do it. Let's do it. He didn't joke about it. He predicted it. Her fake pregnancy video too. I want to know how she faked that. Everybody said it's a gluten thing. All right, let's go back to here and then I'm going to have to sign off soon. Oh, but Mary, she couldn't work. Right, I was going to lick the caramel off, but I don't want to get pregnant. Isn't that exactly what Laura did to Grit and Mike? Turned the tables and said she was afraid of them? Yeah. Oh my God, her integrity is everything, Mary. Her integrity is everything. Watch out, Bacon. She will send you her borrow sign-in. Whatever. I'll go into it. I need content. The only thing Lo is afraid of is seeing MM or GG that she would have to look them in the face knowing that they know she's a lying piece of shit. Yep. It is your name. We have seen some of the more than 500 emails she sent him. This is another lie. I limited my communications with him. How the heck that Lo got away with these fake pregnancy assertions is one for the ages. Playing the smallest violin in the world. I have no fear of ice cream dribble in my ultimate landing spot. I deleted all the comments with her name from YouTube on Dave's channel. until after June 10th. Boo his tomato. Yeah. Boo this woman. This was her first draft of her next TED Talk. She was angling. Right. It's all so performative. I'm sure people like O.J. Simpson and John Bonet's parents wish people wouldn't make videos about them either. Right. Ugh. Our opinions are our own. We didn't need... Right. I mean, I never suggest... I don't agree with going real world with people. So if there are people who have done that and like gone real world with Laura, like talking shit about her in this bubble is one thing, but like going real world and doing things, I don't like all that. Yeah, good place to start. It would be a good place to start. Oh, God. Dude, if they find that she bought a baby belly and that's evidence, I'm going to poop. I'm going to poop. Ugh. She did to Greg. Zoomed in on the fibromyalgia. I will. Oh my God, watch the dares. Oh my God. But work is hard. She did empower you. She empowered you all. And you now have more because of her. I would like to give a thank you to her, because without her, I'd have never found you. And because I've found you, I've started to find myself. So, if any of you want to come over sometime and Tony Robbins and anal, I think we should make that happen. I think that that's probably in the cards for us. So, aside from that, Ken Burns. Aside from that, all right, it is 2:42. I gotta go pick up my kids. You guys are the best. Okay, if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. I will be here every day until my kids are out of school, and then I'll start doing more long-form content. If you guys want me to ever do any of the long-form content on something, just leave it in the comments down below. If you're not a member and you want to be a member, that's an option. Also, I will be live tomorrow and I will download that investigative report. We will be doing that. Wednesday, I will be live a little later because I have somebody coming over 9 o'clock in the morning. It's for a little coffee date. And then that's it. You guys are awesome. I leave you all with a little piece of me. I love you.